Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithful? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, man. Guys, we are 13-3. We are the NFC West Division champs, and we got the number one seed in the entire NFC. The bye week is here, man. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. I really don't want to do this, but I have to go through a little bit of the formalities, guys. If you're on YouTube right now, thank you for checking us out. If you're on Facebook, thank you for checking us out. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notifications, okay? We appreciate every one of you guys, all right? If you want to look for us on social medias, man, we have a Twitter and Snapchat. Those are Nothing But Nine ERS. We have a Facebook and Instagram as well. That is Nothing But Niners, spelled all the way out. And we have a website as well, www.nothingbutniners.com. If you want to send us an email with questions, comments, and concerns, you can send them to nb9ers at nothingbutniners.com. Guys, I got to bring my fellas in. I'm 49ers Mike _NFL. I'm going to have a couple of guys popping in and popping out. Listen, man, I got to bring my man NJ Niner Fan 499, NFC West champs. What's going on, baby?
Yeah, man, NFC West champs. It's freaking amazing. It's great. It was one hell of a game. Man, I almost died twice, though. I'll keep it real.
And my big dog, Wayne Breezy, man. Wayne, what's going on, baby?
Let's go. Hey, I told y'all mofos it was going to come down to the D. It started with the D. It ended with the D. And now we 13-3. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all better wait. Hey, get your shots ready.
Let's pour them up. Let's pour them up, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's time for the victory. Oh, you got a full glass, huh? Mine empty. Hold on. Let me pour it up. I got it right here, man. It's right here. But all right, here we go. Let's pour these shots up, man. I want to know who's taking the shots with us tonight. Let's go, man. Oh my God. Shanahan not calling timeouts. He put his balls on the table tonight, yo. He said, I believe in my D. Pause. He said, I believe in that defense, man. I'm leaving it out there for everybody to see it. He ain't calling out now timeout. Let's go. Hey, look, let's pour this shot up, man. Let's do this. One time for your mind, man. Huh? NFC West champs, fellas. Cheers. Salute.
Salute.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That's how you do it.
Woo, shabba-ba-ba-shiba. Woo.
Hey, man. Shout out to Gold Bar, man. Shout out to Gold Bar, man. Y'all be holding us down. I appreciate it. All right, fellas. We got to talk, man. A lot of people were nervous. A lot of people said, I don't know. You know, you start seeing the refs start throwing all those flags for them and everything. And, you know, did Jimmy Garoppolo have an incompletion in the second half? Guys, I don't even know where to start. I swear to God, I don't know where to start with this game, man.
Let's start with Jimmy. He started this game off 9 for 9 before his first incompleted pass. 9 for 9. Like, it didn't even look like he was that fluid on the O. Jimmy played his butt off. After he got sacked 2 times, right? There's 2 sacks, right? It's so much to talk about. Jimmy, yeah, you know what? Before we get to Jimmy G, Tony, I know you're not gonna be on here long. Why don't you go ahead and set this off, brother, and then we'll piggyback off you, man.
That's true.
Where do we start? Okay, first of all, I was one of the guys that was shitting my pants in that final drive because you, as a team, do not have control over the officials calling flags against you. So once that starts going against you, it's kind of like, bro, we're gonna lose this game again. It's deja vu. It's all over. So I'll admit, I said it. I was texting Mike and Wayne. It's just like it always happens to this team, always, and it's always Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks getting the calls. The penalty against Garland was an absolute joke, and how they lost a down on that was even bigger joke. The defensive line, that whole last drive was being held every single play. Didn't call it. Now you see the Seahawk fans yelling and screaming how they missed the pass interference on that last play. The guy caught the ball. How's there pass interference?
Not only that, they were gifted a pass interference or a holding for an uncatchable ball earlier on. You know what I'm talking? Like, come on, man. If the Seahawks fans don't shut up and get out of here, man, y'all had all of that stuff. Man, no.
Put the penalties aside. Put the penalties aside. We're going to talk about the 49ers here. Jimmy Garoppolo, let's start with him. Hands down, one hell of a game. No interceptions. No stupid throws, at least that I've seen. Okay, there was one that was short. It is what it is. He missed a couple throws. You're not going to hit every play. He missed 4. He missed 4 throws. You're not going to get
4 incompletions, bro.
You're not going to get every pass. All right. So with that being said, let's move on to the next position, and I want to talk about Raheem Mostert. Okay. In the beginning of the offseason, everyone looked at each other and said, why the hell are the 49ers giving this guy a 3-year extension? Well, guess what? You're seeing why.
Now we know.
You're seeing why. The kid is talented. Kyle and Bobby Turner worked on his fumbling issues and ball security. The guy's, listen, he's lights out. Tevin Coleman, they're sticking with him. They're forcing him. There was a couple plays where if Coleman had a little bit extra time, he would have broke the ball. I saw at least 2 of them. But it is what it is. So Mostert's the hot hand. I pretty much see them rolling with him when it gets in crunch times. Coleman will always be the starter in the first series. It is what it is. I don't have a problem with it because it works. Breida scared the shit out of me on that pass. He had a nice 9-yard run. Then he came back with another 9-yard run where they were holding him up, and the referees did not blow the whistle. They just kept holding him. And then finally Staley or Brunskill came back and just hit the whole pile, and then he went down. Then they blew the whistle. Ball security is always an issue with Breida and his injuries as well. Clearly, he might be in the doghouse a little bit. Go ahead.
Hold on, Tony. If I don't say it now, I'm going to forget. We play Saturday, the 11th.
And
Definitely.
4th, and we got the early game too.
4:35 game.
Saturday 11th.
I know you wanted to know that, and if I don't tell you now, I'm going to forget.
No, I gotta put it in as soon as I go upstairs.
January 11th, guys.
So let's focus on the next big piece, and we were talking about him. Hold on, 1-11. Okay.
NFC 3 13-win teams. I'm sorry.
We were talking about him in the pregame. Okay, that's Kyle Juszczyk. Holy shit! That deep pass, that fullback wheel route. Come on, man. He made a couple nice blocks. He also missed a couple ISO blocks, but it is what it is. He's not an ISO black. He's not an ISO back. Big contributions from him on the offense today. Let's work with one of the best guys on the offense, and that's George Kittle. The guy's a flat-out beast. 81 plus catches, over 1,000 yards today. He broke it. Kudos to George Kittle as an animal. I don't know what this team would look like without him, but I love the guy. I got his damn jersey signed right in front of me up here. He's the guy, man. The offensive line. Shout out to Brunskill. Guess who else we're going to give a shout out to? Mr. Joe Staley. Clowney.
No pressures. No pressures.
Okay.
None.
Done with that. We're done with the offensive line. Thomason gave up the sack. I think Brunskill might have gave up a pressure. But overall, the offensive line played pretty damn well. Even though Jimmy got sacked, two consecutive times on that one drive.
Right up the middle, bro.
Yeah.
Right up the middle. One was a safety blitz. And I'm not even sure.
Corner blitz.
Corner blitz. And whatever his name was, Bauer. Yeah, and somebody didn't pick him up. Yep.
Yeah. So let's move to the wide receivers. Deebo Samuel is a monster. He's going to be the future of the San Francisco 49ers as the wide receiver. Okay.
Before you get to Deebo, what ignited Deebo was Emmanuel Sanders. Correct. Emmanuel Sanders had those 3 catches in the very beginning of the game that focused the Seattle's defense on him. He had like 1 drop pass, and then the ignition button was lit for your boy Deebo. Deebo.
Correct. So the 49ers really hit the jackpot with him. There's something special there with him. He can play he can do everything, run the ball in the backfield, catch the ball. It is what it is. Emmanuel Sanders, one hell of a veteran, like Wayne said. At it, he sparked Deebo. They're stupid if they don't resign Emmanuel Sanders next year. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll say it. Kendrick Bourne had that nice catch on the goal line for the 2-point conversion, but he got bumped out. Not his fault. He's only 195 pounds soaking wet.
I wonder if he crossed that plane though, Tony. I'm gonna rewatch that.
It was close. But Bobby Wagner made a phenomenal play, and you can't take it away from him. He's a great linebacker. Defense. Nick Bosa is an animal, an absolute animal. Saved that game numerous times, chasing down Russell Wilson. Mike, your boy, Kevin Givens, solid pressures today. Anthony Zettel, solid pressures today. Didn't get home. I think we only had 1 sack. We only had 1 sack, Defo.
We did.
Defo had a sack.
That's it.
Yeah, DeForest Buckner was the only one with a sack today.
Okay. So overall, the front line, the front 4 came up with 1 sack, constant pressures. Hold on one second.
And Trey Greenlaw had 11 tackles, bro. 11 tackles for the rookie Dre Greenlaw. Way to step up today, man.
Yeah.
Way to earn your stripes, bro.
Right?
I think the linebackers played one hell of a game. I saw Aziz fill 2 holes, 2 stops behind the line of scrimmage, one on Lynch, one on the rookie from Miami. The secondary, Harris had an opportunity late in the game to catch that ball and come down and bounce, and he would have been golden with a pick. Struggles. Witherspoon had a very rough day.
Got benched.
Williams, the slot guy, rough day. Okay.
On a couple of passes. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a couple of
4 or 5
crossing routes.
catches on key situations. The second half, the defense couldn't get off the field on third down, and that's what killed them. Okay.
I like this Bob Sacamano. Greenwall, Seattle Slayer, baby. Go ahead, Tony. Keep going.
Seattle kept got their opportunities because they couldn't. The 49ers couldn't get them off the field on third down.
Some penalties helped them out, Tony.
Of course, yeah, but I'm just saying 6 for 6 on third down and 6 for 6 on third down in the second half.
Yeah, but that's hard when you get a freaking penalty on a third down and it extends the drive, and then you ask your defense to do it again. That doesn't help the D's, like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
no, yeah,
they were definitely helped out with some penalty calls.
You're 100% right, but it's still 6 for 6, whether it's a penalty or a conversion.
Good point.
Overall, I mean, Salah came out hot. He got very passive later in the game. He stopped blitzing, then he picked it up again. Kyle, phenomenal first half, except for the halftime. We were kind of like, what was he doing? But I think he got a little rattled from that play by Breida. Second half, listen, they scored, we answered. They scored, we answered. You can't blame him for that. The offense did great, I think, in my opinion. The defense was a little shaky. But overall, we're 13-3. We're NFC West champs. We have the first round bye. And now it's time for this team to relax, get healthy, and it's coming. Now it's go time. Now it's playoff time. It's win or go home. And now we need to do our thing.
I know you got to go. I'm going to tease you later, though. You know I'm coming back to tease you later, bro.
You can say, yeah, I did text you saying the game was over because the
referee. He started off the show though, Mike, eating the crow though.
I'll eat it because anytime the NFL refs control a game like that, you're always most of the time you're gonna lose. But it was a phenomenal play by the defense. They stepped up to the challenge. They stopped that guy at the goal line just like it happened to us. You can't be mad. Sorry to cut you guys short. I gotta go. I gotta be up at 4:00, which is what, 3 hours.
Yes, sir, man.
I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday.
Have a great day at work, bro.
Later, guys.
Peace. Right. Here's what intrigues me, Mike and Nick. Are you ready for this? The San Francisco rushing game. Not phenomenal numbers. You know what I'm saying? I think Mostert led us with 10 carries, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest run was 17.
5.7 to carry.
Debo had 2 rushing carries for 33 yards. And a TD, 16.5 yards to carry for his 2 rushes. Breida came in 3rd. Coleman came in 4th. Kittle had 1. And Garoppolo rushed for 4 yards. I messed up on the over or under. I thought he would have had more. But as a total, they rushed for 128 yards. Not what we're typically expecting. We think our running backs are going to run the game. But I tell you what, every time Kyle Shanahan's back was against the wall, he came out with a motherfucking haymaker. That's what we gonna call it. This was a boxing match. Came out with a haymaker. You know that pass to my boy Juice? That pass to Juice, bro. For how many yards? That pass was for, I don't know what that
felt like. It was like 44. I don't know what it really was, but
that pass was 26. No, wait, wrong guy. 49-yard pass.
49ers and how many yards?
49.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. Come on, bro.
One more drink. I'm messed up. That you listen. 49-yard pass, and it was like, yo, Pete Carroll, they thought they had something up on us, right? And then Kyle was like, nah, man, here we go. Bam, boom, boom, boom. Look, man, I don't know where we're going from here, but I'm ready to overreact all the fucking way because we 13-3 and we are the NFC champions. We will be home for the whole playoffs. Everybody got to come to Levi. Levi ain't been this lit since they opened up the stadium. Everybody's going to Levi. Get your tickets now. Buy me a motherfucking ticket. I want to be there with you. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Nick, I know you over there, man. Why can't we see you? What you doing, man?
I'm driving.
Oh, so you ain't take any of your shots tonight, huh?
Nick,
No, I
blacking in
did.
the motherfucker right now.
Early in the night, though. Early in the night. Look, I'm here. Look. Hey.
Hey.
Yo,
All right,
all
Nick,
I gotta say, hold on. All I gotta say is my new nickname is Big Play Mother Effing Dre, baby. That's
Yes,
all
sir.
I'm talking about tonight.
Yo.
This guy, Dre had a hell of a game tonight. He had a couple misses in coverage, just because of his speed getting across on a couple pick plays and things like that. But dude, I am so excited right now. Like, I can't even explain how excited I am right now. I'm gonna be on this high for 2 weeks, bro. 2 mother effing weeks. I'm gonna be on this high. Like, bro, I was biting my fingers. Damn near my fingertips are off. Cause dude, why do you have to do this to me? My heart can't take this. But the whole time, I did not falter. I said, we got this.
Good job.
Man. And
Good
I'll
job.
tell you what.
I'm proud of you, Nick. I'm proud of you, Nick.
I was hoping that touchdown with Jimmy Ward at the end, because they didn't blow it, because I called this game to be 32-14. So I was hoping that I got that score prediction right. But obviously, not getting that touchdown is big. Look, man, this team just has a fight to them. You know, we talked about it. You heard Tony. I'm going to call Tony out on this at the end there. He's like, normally teams don't win that. Hell no, the Niners have been winning that shit all year long.
Why though, Nick?
All year long.
Tell him why.
Year.
I told you this team is a band of brothers, bro. They playing for one another. Continue.
Bro, this team, like you just said, is a band of brothers. They're playing for one another. This isn't about who did what wrong, who didn't do what. Look, Akello got burnt tonight in man coverage twice. And this is what I was saying.
Hey, wait. It was more than twice, bro. And that's coming from the Akello fan.
Right, I'm saying the 2 touchdowns, he got burnt.
Oh, you're talking about the touchdowns. Okay.
The 2 touchdowns, right? 2 touchdowns, and this is what I said to you last week. Remember, you were like, well, they're crosser routes. Well, he was getting beat in man coverage last week, too. Man up, single up. I don't know what it is, but it's the way he's coming out of his break.
That's it. No, that's it, Nick. That's it. And that is it. And he's also not sure. He's playing unsure. Like he's saying that, oh, I have the ability to get back to make the play, but when he really doesn't have the ability anymore. You get what I'm saying?
That one play in the end zone was identical to what happened in Atlanta. Identical. He waited and then tried to go after the football. So, I don't know who that was that just jumped in because I can't see him.
No, that's Anthony. You good.
Anthony.
Oh, all right. Anthony, what up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas?
I don't know what it is with him, but obviously he needs to get it fixed and take a look at it. I don't know if you guys watched the presser. I watched a little bit of Kyle Shanahan's presser until I got on the highway because I didn't know exactly where I was going, so I just wanted to make sure I knew where I was going. But anyway,
I'll do that too, Nick.
Yeah, so I couldn't jump on with you guys because I needed to use the GPS. But anyway, he said that he's going to watch more of Akello on the plane. Obviously, it wasn't a benching because he thought that Akello made some good plays. Nah, Akello was toast tonight in all phases of the game.
Akello made a couple of good plays.
No, he made more than a couple of good plays. He had a handful.
I pointed it out, but I think what was happening was it was getting too late to crunch time, and Kyle Shanahan needed something quick. He needed to be on his toes and shift something really quickly, and he put a better guy. That was a mismatch like a mother. Did you see this?
I want to make it clear though. Mosley was getting burned by DK.
Did you see the size comparison, Mike and Nick and Anthony to Mosley to shit? It was like a monster on a midget.
And I, listen, I don't know if Mosley on DK was better or not. Both of those guys got burned, but I am done defending Akello. We talk about holding each other accountable. I think I defend Akello more than anybody on this show. It stops. That is it.
I think what happened to Akello is after his injury, he knew that all year long that the 49ers people were coming in here to compete for starting jobs. And I think after he saw how well Mosley was balling out, I think something got in his head and slowed him down, or he's playing injured. It's one of the two. And I don't think he's fully back mentally or physically.
Let me ask you guys this, and I want your true honest opinion.
Mostly.
You know what I'm going to ask.
Mostly.
And this is an overreaction show. So who is the starter next week? Well, 2 weeks from now, going into the first round of the playoffs.
They're going to start Kello, but I think you give Mosley the start, but they're going to start at Kello.
I honestly don't have an answer. My opinion, I don't have an answer. I have to go back and watch Mosley because I need to see the all 22 of this one. And this has never been my answer on this show in the 3 years we've done it. I need to see the all 22 because Mosley was getting beat just as much as Akello was.
Mike,
so,
I think
Mosley only played for what, one drive? I swear that Mosley was only out there for a couple drives.
And they targeted him, and DK was eating on him, bro. That's what I'm saying.
They targeted him because of the size matchup, bro. And he did make Mike, I love you like a brother, bro. But sometimes you be saying shit that make me want to slap you, bro. Mostly broke up a play in the freaking end zone. I'm trying not to curse.
But didn't you just say that Witherspoon broke up a play also? Listen, I'm not defending Witherspoon no more.
What I'm saying is
questionable.
What I'm saying is they both got burnt, but the size comparison, Witherspoon should have played better just because of size. That was the matchup that Sailor wanted on that dude from the I can't even think of his name, DK Metcalf. Right. That was the size comparison. Once we saw Mosley on there, it was automatic man-to-man mismatch, and Russell Wilson saw that stuff every time and was gonna go that way every single time. And 4 out of the 5 times, DK Metcalf made the play. 4 out of the 5, or mostly.
We talking DK had some hell of a game. I mean, all right, well, he has 6.
DK had like 3 catches, didn't he? 4 catches?
He had 6 for 81 in the touchdown, but like he had to earn them joints though, man. Like I don't know, man.
It happened in the second half. It happened when they made a shift, and I'm not it was something they saw on film, and they went and they made the adjustment. Kudos to the Seahawks for doing that, but we did watch AK get bitched. We did see that.
I want to ask you guys this. And did you notice how much more motion the Seattle Seahawks used in the second half? They were 2 for 7 for first downs in the first half, right? Barely using motion. They started to use motion to help diagnose what the coverage was. And we stopped doing stunts and obviously blitzing on the defensive line as well. Late in the fourth, we started stunting again.
We didn't do any delayed blitzes the whole second half.
Is that because of motion, guys? Is that because
our defense was just gassed, bro? Those dudes were gassed.
So they went into the halftime not gassed and came out of halftime gassed? That shit don't make sense.
Yeah. But I mean, through the second part of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, the time of possession was ridiculously in favor of Seattle.
Right.
And on the way home, I was listening. They were saying that maybe the Niners scored too fast. And also, aside from that, too, I know this is totally different, but you got to figure, did Saleh even make any adjustments? Because someone on Twitter was like, Seattle's going to make adjustments, and they're going to come back. And they were right. They came back.
Saleh made adjustments, but it seemed like he was a little bit more reserved. To Anthony's original point that we looked gas coming out the second half, you got to remember this, Wayne. They didn't look gassed in the first half because they knew they had all game left, but they went hurry up that whole opening drive.
Seattle did. Yes, they did.
Our defense did get gas on that opening drive, so Anthony was right on that also.
And can we blame that to the offense, though, Mike? Because the offense definitely blew the whistle.
They stalled.
Yeah, they stalled, right? So the offense didn't really help the defense.
They showing 19 problems posted on his Instagram. They got the cigar. I got to get my victory cigar. I'm going outside to have my victory cigar. Y'all got to deal with me on my phone for a little bit. But listen, before I do that, I do want to ask Nick this question and then I want to hear from Anthony because we don't get to hear from him often. I want to give this to Nick really quick. Nick, you were there. You were in the den. You were with a bunch of football fans, more Niner fans than anything, right? And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I saw what was happening in our group chat. Tony was calling me, and there was a lot of doubt starting to set in. You can blame it on the refs. You can blame it on Seattle. You can blame it on the Niners defense, whatever it is. A lot of negativity was seeping in those last 2 Seattle possessions, okay? I want to ask you this, Nick, in a room full of faithfuls, what percentage do you think of people really felt like we were going to win that game versus what percentage of people do you think were like, you know what, guys, we gave it a chance, but this game is over. We're going to lose it. I want an honest answer because I'm telling you, I saw it in the group chat. I saw it on Twitter. I got phone calls from Tony. People were like, Mike, this is over. This game is over. And I'm like, guys, we're going to win this game. I'm telling y'all we're going to win. But not everybody's wired like me. So I want to know what the honest, like in a room full of people, what was your thing?
You know how I'm going to think, right? And you know how I don't falter and things like that. Like, I am a complete, positive person when it comes to the Niners until the clock says 0. There was so many fans there tonight. So many fans. I mean, it's the most packed I've ever seen Nuno's. And I'm going to let my mom answer this for you so you don't think that I'm being biased. As a fan, how many fans do you think tonight faltered, Mom?
Not one.
Not one?
Damn.
Not one.
Not a single fan faltered tonight. They all were standing up, and they're like, we got this motherfucking game. Excuse my language.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
Mike,
Yes.
I'm dead serious.
Not one.
You know what? I can't ask you that. You were in a fucking bar. That's what's good.
I wasn't drinking.
Look, I'm going to tell you, I may have bit my fingertips off, and I may have been pissed off because of some of the calls that we had against us and the penalties, because some of them were bull BS. And that made me a little bit nervous, but I never had been nervous about this defense stopping the offense. But I will tell you, to be honest with you, I was nervous about how the refs could hand them this game.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's exactly what Tony was saying. He was like, Mike, it wasn't about the teams. He was like, when the refs get involved like that, I just didn't have faith that we were going to be able to stop them. Tony did say that was his point. It wasn't about the offense can't do it, the defense can't do it. He was like, Mike, the fix is in. The refs got this game. We can't do anything.
The only reason I felt like that was because there were some blatantly bad calls, right? And when you allow the crowd to get back into it and the referees to take over, you have to be able to play and not allow them to sidetrack you, right? Like sidetrack your play. The Niners, I never once thought that they were going to falter because of penalties. Not once did I think that they were going to falter, because you could just see it in the way they played. And if you take notice, Mike, corners were playing up. They weren't giving those extra yards. The defense was just playing lights out. On that, obviously they got when they came up with the 4th and 10. They said these guys aren't going for the touchdown. They're going for the first down, because they needed the first down more than they needed a touchdown to continue the clock to knock off, right? Because obviously if they score too fast there, you're given time with like 50 seconds left on the clock with 3 timeouts still at the time. So, but I'm going to tell you, Mike.
We only had 2. Their last 2 drives, we only had 2.
Okay,
Yo.
so two timeouts.
This hit right here, bro. Like that looked like a paralyzing
we can't see
hit.
the screen, bro.
I know.
Don't show us, but we can't see it.
No, I know. It just looked paralyzing. Like he just folded like a lawn chair.
Who, Hollister at the end?
Yes. Godly.
That hit was nasty.
I'll just cut my man off. Go ahead, Nick. I hear you, man. Go ahead, Nick. Then we're gonna give it to Anthony, though. I do want to hear from Anthony, but go ahead, Nick.
Sorry, Nick.
Yeah. So, no, you're good. You're good. Like I said, man, the faithful where I was at tonight, there was a ton of fans there. Nobody faltered. It was like one big ass group hug. Yeah. Like everybody's arm was on somebody's back watching the last plays, and the eruption was crazy, right? And then obviously We still had 2 seconds left on the clock. We were all celebrating before that. But I'm like, no, stop, because we have to get the ball out of the end zone, because if they get a safety, we can punt and give the ball back to them, right? So, obviously we had to get that play out. But I'm going to let Anthony answer, and then I want to ask a question to you guys. So once Anthony's done, I'll go ahead and ask the question I want to ask.
It's not a direct question for Anthony. It's just that I know that he, like I said, he doesn't come on too often anymore, and I want to hear from him some. He's very reserved, but I want to know his thoughts on the game overall and in the feels. Talk about the wave of emotions. The Niners started out dominating. The first half, it was 13-0, whatever it was. I mean, the way the algorithm had to look like this. Then all of a sudden it did this, and then it had to do this. It was a nosedive at the end. I'm not the person with the freaking percentage of the chances of winning and all that, but it had to be bro. It had to be. It had to be. So I want Anthony to talk on. I'm gonna pop my man Silverado Kev on, but Anthony, you got this first. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. I'm gonna step outside. I'm gonna have my victory cigar. I'm gonna continue to talk with y'all from there. But let's hear what Anthony has to say, man.
All right, guys. Well, I didn't really formally introduce myself, but it's your boy Anthony. I'm back. It's been a while. I'll be on here a lot more, but dude, that was a hell of a game. It was a hell of probably the best first half and the worst second half football I think I've ever seen the Niners play. But it was an emotional roller coaster. Talking about Mike, talking about hope. And like how I felt about it. Fourth quarter game, I'm watching with my girlfriend, and all she's saying is like, just have positive thoughts. Just have positive thoughts. And I'm like sitting in the corner crying, thinking, oh my God, we got to go to Philly. Then we got to go to Seattle. Then we got to go to New Orleans. And we got to do this whole journey just to win some damn playoff games, all because our guys on the drive. And you know why I lost hope, though? For the longest time, obviously, because the biggest story out of every game the Niners have lost is not close out the game-winning drive. It has been that every single loss. The Falcons game, the Seahawks game, the Ravens game, almost this game. And so, this has been the story of the game all season. The Niners can't close out. And I swear to God, that entire last drive, blitz. I swear to God, Saleh was sending the house every single time. And whether Wilson would step up in the pocket, scramble, or just evade pressure, roll out right or left, hit Metcalf, hit Lockett, whoever it may be, it was really frustrating to watch. So, I don't blame Nick and those Niners fans when they say that no one lost hope, because I don't blame them. Those dudes are hammered, and, when you're hammered, you just believe every time. But, it was hell of a game. It was one hell of a game, bottom line, and they pulled it out. They really did. You can watch this whole game. You can blame the penalties. You can blame the bad calls. At the end of the day, I'm still going to say the Niners were the better team. Played like the better team. They took advantage of the opportunities that were there. I know they didn't capitalize on all of them, but I felt like overall they moved forward and they took advantage of the things that they had in front of them better than Seattle did. Russell Wilson's tonight. I mean, the Niners did a fantastic job of stopping their ground game when Seattle's identity has been the ground game all season. And we all know how hard it is to stop Russell Wilson when he's improvising. And I felt like the Niners did a really good job at that. When he was scrambling, they did force a couple overthrows and they did force a couple bad throws. So the pressure was there. The defense was there. And it's Harry Pick who played bad. And quite frankly, Witherspoon played bad. Harris blew some coverages, some linebackers missed some tackles. It goes on and on. But overall, took advantage of the opportunities when they had to do it. And who else took advantage of opportunities better than Nick Bosa, though? I mean, if anyone made their stake to win Defensive Player of the Year or Defensive Rookie of the Year better, it was Nick Bosa. I know he didn't put up the stats that you want to see out of a defensive end tonight, but what he did solidified his case as a top 5 defensive player in the league. That's how good he played tonight. Again, you don't need box score stats to tell you how good you did. You just watch the game, watch the film, see what happened, and you realize that Bosa was by far the most important player on the defense tonight. That's how good Bosa was, and that's how impactful he is. But overall, to summarize the whole thing, yeah, my hope was dwindling. It was getting really down. And my girlfriend's like, positive thoughts, positive thoughts. Then they get to stop at the 1. And I'm like, all right, hammering shots, hammering shots, hammering shots. That's the ball game. It was just one of those kind of games, though, guys. I mean, they proved a lot of people wrong. They did. And I couldn't believe that was the first time they hadn't won the division since 1997. I was born in 1997. I was gone at that time.
Wait, wait, time out. We've won the division since '97, bro.
Yes, I'm like, wait, what?
I saw some shit that said something happened in 1997. I don't know what it was. Hey, that broadcast.
No, I'm sure a lot happened in 1997, but that ain't one of them.
We won the division. We were 13-3 hardball first year.
My bad. I'm still hammered. But
hey, man. Hey,
nah.
Somebody sold you some bad dope. It's okay.
Yeah, the TV told me some bad news. Sorry guys, but bottom
All
line,
good.
best game. Best game. They proved me wrong. They proved a lot of us wrong. Close call, but the defense finally did what they haven't been able to do all season, and that was finish a drive. Albeit debatable, damn refs, but they closed it out. They closed it out.
Let me ask you guys a question. How upset were you when we went for 2? Because that brought flashbacks to me of the New Orleans game.
I mean, I wasn't upset with the attempt. I was upset we didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, go for the gusto. Go about 3 touchdowns.
That was a huge play by Kendrick Bourne, right?
Yes.
At the goal line.
Unfortunately, had he caught it clean,
put the blame on that on Jake Garoppolo because he stalls and allowed the defender to close in a little bit compared to what it was. But obviously, it was right at the goal line. But I was a little nervous about that because I'm like, damn, that could have literally come back and bite us in the butt. And if they would have scored a touchdown, they go up by 1 instead of tying the game.
Yeah, I wasn't nervous about that, Nick. And I'm not going to sit here and pinpoint Jimmy G for not throwing the ball at the right time. He threw the ball. Bourne caught the ball. Bobby Wagner knocked his ass out of the end zone. That's how it went down. It was going to happen. All right, so let's leave it at that. As far as me being nervous about it, I wasn't, because it would have gave us that 2-touchdown lead, which is what we wanted, and we would have been up by 2 touchdown scores. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. I think Kyle Shanahan saw that the defense was balling, and they was going to go out there and continue to keep balling. It just so happened that the defense started getting gassed. Russell Wilson started to run on us, and things just started to happen. But in the trenches where games are won, can I get an organ? Right? In the trenches, right? When Mosley, who got burnt every single time he came in the game, except for on that one pass where he knocked the ball out of Metcalf's hand, made a play. And then who saved the day? Dre Greenlaw. In the trenches, 49ers won that game. They came out victorious. We are the NFC West champions. Let's go.
Hey, look, man. First of all, what's good, fellas? It's been a minute, man. Hey, I want you to know I had 2 heart attacks and 3 strokes. That was nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie to you though. I never want to say it on the life of me. I never want to say it. We're gonna lose this game. What I kept saying is we can't lose this game. Like, we cannot lose this game. So somebody gonna make a play. We can't lose this game. And the closer they got, I'm like, man, okay, we can't lose this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, yo, play it. But man, hey, 8 years. 8 damn years. It's the last time we won in Seattle. Wow. Actually, 8 years and 5 days.
How good does it feel, right? I just said this at the bar. And I said to these guys, I said, look, I understand that the win is the number 1 seed is big, but man, beating Seattle in Seattle the way that we did it.
That's what I'm saying. We'll beat Mode back. We'll beat Mode back.
Yeah, we'll beat Mode back.
They were like the Legion of Boom light.
Look, this team answered tonight, man. This team answered.
Hey.
And I'll tell you what, Wayne, we were talking about it with Hawk Blogger TV. If we would have lost that game, How much deflation would it have taken out of this team heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, the team's been resilient all year, Nick. And I think had the 49ers came out and laid an egg or had lost this game in any way or fashion, I think this would have deflated the team. I think
Yeah.
because of the youth. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? There's
agreed.
not too many
Yeah.
veterans that can overcome, the adversity. And because of that, they went out. Yo, these young boys, that Versace swag, that all of that right now, bro. Yo, they're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep it humble going into the playoffs. They're gonna treat it like it's a whole new season, and they got to go out there and handle business at home. 49ers have two losses at home this year. They're gonna go out there and erase that slate. They're gonna go out there in the playoffs, and they just need 3 wins, baby.
It's a 3-win tournament.
Okay.
3.
So the thing
It's a 3-game
to
tournament.
correct myself, what I saw on the broadcast, it's the first time the Niners were the first seed since 1997. Since 97. That's what I messed up on. It's the first time they've been the 1 seed since 1997. And I'm looking at Twitter this time too, so I know my facts.
Okay.
But that's not
That's
true,
Facts
though.
now.
I'm like, but
Here.
when we the 1 seed,
We
Did you
weren't the
time
one-
out? Wait, I can't hear him.
1997, the 49ers are the NFC's number 1 seed.
That's not true. Harbaugh's first year, we were 13-3.
But we weren't the one.
Look.
We weren't the 1 seed that year. The Packers were better than us that year.
well, damn it, we are now.
Yeah, that's the point.
All right, then
We're
my
the 1 seed
apology,
now.
Anthony. My bad. You got it right,
It's
bro.
okay.
I'm sorry.
I
I was wrong.
forget the fact wrong earlier. But hey, number
Hey,
1
and
seed.
say, I'm not losing this one. I'm not gonna lose this one.
Yeah, I said let me get rid of this L real quick. Let me get rid of this L. Number 1 seed, guys. That time off is gonna be huge, and we're likely playing the winners of what? Philly and Seattle. Philly and Seattle. So likely Seattle again. But in any event, though, hey, the extra time off is gonna be huge. It's time that this team needs to rest, they need to get ready, they need to prepare. It's likely to be the 3rd time they're going to have to play Russ, and they're going to need to clean up the mistakes. The second half mistakes happen, and you get tired. I get it, but this game was way too close. It should not have finished that close. Bottom line.
Wouldn't it be? It depends, because if Minnesota wins, we would play them.
We get the winner out of Minnesota. And
The lowest seed. It's the lowest seed.
We play the lowest seed. We play the lowest
If
seed.
if Minnesota wins, we'll play Minnesota because they're the 6th seed.
Right.
If they win, it would go to the winner of Seattle, Philadelphia.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, Minnesota's the 6th seed. God.
Only if Seattle wins, though. I mean, only if Philadelphia wins. If Seattle wins, we wouldn't play Seattle. We would play Seattle, no, lowest seed. So we would play whoever the lowest seed is. It's too hard to tell right now. who would play.
Minnesota wins. Oh. Ooh. What a damn game. Where's Kev? I can't see Kev. Did you walk away?
Yeah. I mean,
So I gotta ask you, since you're pretty familiar with football yourself, what do you think of Ahkello Witherspoon's play? It's been the hottest topic and the hottest debate about the Niners' game so far. A lot of us are kind of giving up on him. So from your perspective, what did you see, and do you think this is him soon, or do you think it's another chance?
hey, look, I'll answer that. Listen. As a former DB coach and a DC, he had his moments where he was okay, out of position. You would have liked more from him. But the thing that's getting me is people talking about bench him or he trashed like he wasn't balling when the season first started. Is he back to that level of play? No, not nowhere near close. But come on, man. He's having a bad span of games. He did have a couple good plays, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to let nobody dump on him like he wasn't just balling. And we was all Ahkello. He's the rebirth, Ahkello. Now, all of a sudden, a couple bad games, he's trash. Man, put that in park, man.
Hey, Kev, this is a what have you done for me now lately league, bro. So
Yeah.
Hey, so if you ain't ready to step up and ball out, you gotta get the fuck off the court, bro, off the field. That's just how it is. Like
Hey, but Mosley was getting beat too.
Hey, he was
so
getting
then what?
beat, and he was getting beat. But look at the size matchup, and look at the difference between Mosley, and look at the difference between AK, bro.
Right,
There's a
right.
big size difference. That was a favor for Seattle the whole time. As soon as AK came out, what did Russell Wilson do? Had time, dropped back, went to man on Mosley, burnt him. Like Mosley was getting toasted. It wasn't prepped for. Look, all I'm saying is AK struggling right now. So either get your shit together, either get your stuff together, right? I don't see us having this conversation on the offense. Dante Pettis is trash as ass, and we're not having this conversation. He can't catch a cold, and we're not having this conversation. So if AK is the weakest
player, you cannot Pettis because he doesn't play. Spoon plays. That's the problem with Spoon plays.
What I'm saying is Dante Pettis got replaced by a second round. We gave up a second round draft pick, and his ass ain't been in the game since, Anthony. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm trying to say is, if Spoon isn't up to the task, if there's something wrong, then put Mosley in there. Let him prep up for the thing. Let Spoon come in and be the extra help. Because when Spoon was coming in as help, he was playing a lot better. As soon as he went back to starting full time, he was fine until he met Julio Jones.
Let me say this real quick. We also got to take into consideration that our pass rush has not been the same since when Akello was in playing at lights out. Our pass rush was dominant.
Yeah.
It was dominant. So it could have been hiding faults on Akello Witherspoon and allowing him to look way better than what he really is. We're not taking that into consideration.
That's a damn good point.
Our pass rush was dominant when Akello was playing lights out. Our pass rush hasn't been dominant, and now we're seeing flaws and faults in our secondary. No matter what corner it is, K'Wan Williams, Akello Witherspoon, Emmanuel Mosley, all of them, right? The only one that we're not seeing faults in is Richard Sherman, and that's because a lot of teams aren't testing it. So to sit here and say that Akello Witherspoon isn't garbage because of the fact that he's playing bad and has had a couple bad spans, we're praising Akello Witherspoon for things that he did, and along with Emmanuel Mosley and K'Wan Williams, when our pass rush was the most dominant in the NFL.
I agree,
So,
but the one thing I'm gonna say to that though, Nick, is that even with that, he still had to make the plays. You see what I'm saying? Even though the pass rush was elite, and you are totally correct. I'm not saying he ain't been playing like ass the last couple games, but even with that pass rush like that, you got to be able to make the plays though. You see what I'm saying? So
right,
did the pass?
But the difference between that, though, is that he doesn't have to stay out there on the field as long trying to cover or finding out where to be in his spot because the pass rush is hitting home 9 times out of 10 or forcing the quarterback to throw the ball off, and you're seeing the interceptions being made in the secondary. Like we all know, we can all agree that the pass rush has been different, right? We can all say the pass rush isn't the same. Right. And because of that, our secondary is starting to suffer. Right. We said that with the pass rush, we go out and get Nick Bosa, and we sign D Ford. This should eliminate, this should help the secondary in the long run. We said that we've been praising that, and it's been showing in our stats. And then as soon as our pass rush starts getting depleted, you're starting to see these little weaklings, in the secondary. I'm not saying AK is a bum.
Hey.
I won't call that man trash. I just think something's not right, and if something is not right, put the better person that's more right, more mentally right or mentally fit in the game. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna make a point too, and Wayne, I'm with you there. But consider something else too. K'Wan, and man, understand this: Williams and Spoon are both better zone corners than man corners. That's fact, not fiction. And so what have teams been doing? Putting them in man situations. And especially with the lack of a pass rush, it's really showing. And I'm not saying Will ain't been balling because he had been balling, but he's a better zone corner than he is a man corner. You know what I'm saying? So
I can guarantee you.
Lockett toasted K1 a couple times. I noticed that. Lockett toasted. Ooh, it was tough.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a tough watch.
Hey, Anthony, and the same route.
He toasted K1. It's those crossing routes, bro.
No. Hey, Wayne. He got beat on the same route twice. A simple out route.
Yeah. Well, K1 was playing off coverage on him the whole time, and I mean, even K1 should have expected that route. I don't know if Lockett could beat K1 over the top, maybe, but I think K1 would have had at least enough awareness to play.
Hey, Lockett can book it.
Yeah, Lockett can. I mean, hey, after that leg injury though, Lockett has not been the same. He's been like, he's not been the same since that injury. But I will respect that. I mean, I will respect him. I will respect Lockett. He's a good receiver. But ever since he got injured, and I think it was in our game he got hurt. Yeah. He's just been entirely off. But to go about where it started, going forward, do you want to see Spoon back out there, or do you want to see Mosley?
I'd rather have Spoon come off the bench.
I want to tell you
what does that even mean? What does that mean? Nah, we can't just bypass that. I want to see Spoon but come off the bench. So
no, I said I would rather see Spoon come off the bench.
What does that mean? Is what I'm saying.
Like, let Mosley get in there and do his thing. If he not working, okay, Spoon, it's your turn. Because at this point, they got to earn it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you want Mosley? So
yes,
you want Mosley?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't agree with that whole rotation thing. But look, how big? Let me ask you guys this question real quick. And we're talking about Mosley and Akello Witherspoon. But there's one thing that we're not thinking about that's going to benefit them going forward is getting back D Ford, because this pass rush has significantly dropped off since D Ford has been gone, right? And it's not because of just production, but it's because of the fact that it takes away double teams and stuff from certain players in Bosa, DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, right? So we're going to get a healthy D Ford back. Hopefully he's healthy and can play.
We need 3 games from 3 games.
I can guarantee you that we see a difference in coverage skills no matter who's out there. Whether it's Mosley, Akello, K1, it doesn't matter who's out there. Zone, man-to-man.
Nope.
If the pass rush comes back, it will make a big difference.
No, it won't. I completely disagree. All season long. Now, I don't want to diminish pass rush, right? So let me separate my statements really quick. Pass rush is important, and pass rush is part of the reason why our secondary as a whole looked better in the beginning part of the season. That depth on the defensive line and how we were getting after teams early, I completely agree with what you said there, Nick, right? But there's a step beyond that. That works for any team, no matter who your players are in the secondary. If you have a quick pass rush and you're getting home early, your secondary looks better. Period. The only people who don't believe that are those PFF truthers that feel like you should draft a corner over a pass rusher. Those are the only people who disagree with what I just said. Pass rush absolutely helps your secondary. That said, there is a way around an aggressive pass rush. You let them play out of the play. We see that now. This wide 9 defense is starting to be figured out. We saw it first start with Russell Wilson the first time we played them. He took that aggressive pass rush that we had, and those ends playing in that wide 9, they would step up and come after him, and he would move forward in the pocket. And then we saw it happen more with Kyler Murray, and then we saw it happen more with the Ravens, and we have seen it continue to be a trend with every single team we have played. Even Jared Goff's immobile ass was out there running bootlegs and shit like that and holding on to the ball and stepping up in the pocket, moving the pocket. That's what teams have figured out against this wide 9 pass rush. That's what teams have figured out against this 49ers defense. So I don't think D Ford is going to make a difference. I think we're going to continue to see that be a trend. I don't think it's about one player or this player or that player or even the depth anymore. I think offenses have been studying how to stop this 49ers defense because we were dominant on a historic rate. when this season started. We were historically the best team the entire league has seen through 8 games. They had to figure out a way to stop it. And that's what they were all doing. And we have seen a trend of it. They kept saying, oh, it's mobile quarterbacks, it's mobile quarterbacks. Well, we saw Matt Ryan have success against the Niners. We saw Jared Goff have success against the 49ers. We saw Drew Brees have success against the 49ers. It was quick releases, and it was moving your quarterbacks in the pocket or moving the pocket and stepping up in the pocket. You got Nick Bosa and you got Dee Ford crashing on your quarterback like this, your quarterback should step up. It's on film now. I don't think it's about the players that we have out there anymore. And so
I disagree, Mike. I disagree.
I disagree with you. I
disagree for the simple fact that Dee Ford has been missing those games. Like those teams you just mentioned, Dee Ford hasn't been there.
I see what Mike's saying though.
And
I see your point, Mike.
Y'all not paying attention, bro. Dee Ford played 20 snaps a game, bro. Dee
Ford
wasn't making that big.
The difference between Dee Ford and everybody else is he's smart as fuck, my dude. He's
it was
not
20 snaps a game.
It doesn't matter when he's in the game. Okay. Those quarterbacks don't get to the outside, bro. They don't make that play happen because he knows how to contain. He knows how to stop. Like, it's different, bro. It's different when you got a rookie doing it or a regular guy doing it compared to a guy with a skill set like Dee Ford. And when Dee Ford was in there, you didn't see all this stuff happening. Like all this. Jared Goff didn't have a good game. Did Jared Goff have a good game when Dee Ford played? No, he did not.
Wayne, that was within the first 8 weeks when teams hadn't figured it out. Wayne, stop, bro. Were they moving Jared Goff the way they moved him the second time?
I'm saying.
I'm asking you a question.
No, and they didn't. But if Dee Ford would have played, they've been moving quarterbacks.
They were not moving quarterbacks like that the first 5 or 6 games, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
All right, bro. We'll find out when Dee Ford plays in the playoffs if he's a factor or not, and only if they move the quarterbacks, because that's what you're saying.
Let me ask you a question. Did Dee Ford play in that game against Aaron Rodgers?
Did he? Yeah.
That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember the last time Dee Ford was on the field, be honest with
you. Hey, Anthony, you on the computer over there?
I can be. You already know.
Pull up that 49ers and Packers game. And the reason I'm asking this question is because of this. The Packers didn't move Aaron Rodgers the way that Jared Goff was moved. The Packers didn't do anything. They said, we're going to play our game, and Aaron Rodgers got 8. Okay? And I'm pretty sure Dee Ford didn't play, and if he did, it was very, very limited in that game.
So, Bess, you're saying that teams are now moving the pocket. And so, yes. with that being said, okay, I mean,
it's about the defense and not the personnel. I think it's about the defense and not the personnel.
I see your point, because the thing about a pass rush, a lot of times teams will tell you, oh, well, coach, he beat me up the line. Fine. Let him beat you and let him get beyond the spot. And the quarterback can climb the pocket and make a play from there. And that's why I've always said we need a controlled rush from the middle. I don't like seeing stunts from the wide 9 because when you stunt, your back pocket to the play sometimes, you get caught out of position. So those 2 interior guys got to do a better job of having a controlled rush and staying home. Don't be so eager to get upfield. Just hold your ground for a minute. You know he's coming right back to you. That's why I coach my defense. Don't be so concerned about beating your man initially, because if you beat him initially, you might be too early.
I feel like in order to run the wide 9, you need a specific skill set of players in order to run this type of defense effectively. I'm not going to disagree with you in saying that the wide 9 isn't the issue. I just think that Dee Ford on this team and this defense, whether it's 5 plays, 10 plays, 20 plays, I think he makes an impact. I mean, the dude has 5 sacks, 6 sacks, right? With limited snaps. I mean,
Wayne, I'm not saying that he doesn't have an impact on the game. What I'm saying is that I think that teams are planning against the Niners schematically, not based off of personnel. That's all. What did you say, Anthony? You said Dee Ford played in that game?
No, he didn't play.
He did not play, right?
No,
he did not play in the.
So he did not play. He did not play in that game. Yet that was our most dominant game up front. Explain it then. If y'all think it's Dee Ford, then explain it.
This is what I'm gonna say. All right, the benefits that Dee Ford brings to the team is a speed rush, correct? The lack of timing to allow a quarterback to get out of the pocket. Dee Ford has a tremendous a huge difference maker on this defensive line. The other thing that it helps with is not only speed rush and having a guy who can get in there, whether he's in there 20 snaps or not. We all know that the game can come down to inches. The game can come down to 3 plays. If those 3 plays, Dee Ford is that player who makes a stop in a crucial part of the game, it's game changing. So utilizing the speed rush and also having a guy who has a speed rush and taking the double chips and the double teams to put on Dee Ford and allow others to be open to be able to pass rush faster, it benefits this defensive line. No matter how we look at it, Y9, scheme fit, quarterbacks getting out of the pocket. The fact is, the teams that we've played, I understand what you're saying, Mike. The quarterbacks, getting the quarterbacks out of the pocket and things like that. We're also missing that speed rush from the outside to keep the quarterback contained, whether it's a rollout or whatever it is. Our linebackers aren't filling gaps as much because we have to utilize them to blitz more. The same thing with our outside corners. We're not blitzing when Dee Ford was on the field because of the fact of using Nick Bosa on one end and Dee Ford on the other end with a speed rush, allowing our guys like DJ Jones to get up the middle and force the pressure. So I still think that whether either the wide 9 and the scheme or whatever you want to call it has a benefit to it, to allowing quarterbacks to get out of the pocket, but also having a speed rusher makes that much of a huge difference to play this deep.
We saw a speed rusher today get played. There was a play where Russell Wilson dropped back and Nick Bosa came in with nobody blocking him, right? The running back legitimately ran right past him. And what did they do? They let Russell Wilson face him and throw right over his head. And that young man, that rookie, took the ball for 17 yards up the left sideline.
You talk about the shovel pass play,
yep. As soon as he snapped the ball, right? You can have all the speed in the world. What I'm telling you is that offenses are finding ways to beat this defensive scheme. I'm not saying Dee Ford is bad. I'm not saying Dee Ford won't make a difference. I'm not saying Dee Ford won't make a difference in the game. What I'm telling you is that what you do in week 1 through 6. That's fine. That's cool. But now the NFL is adjusting to what you're doing, and now you have to find another counter for what they're doing now. That's all I'm saying. Dee Ford is good. I'm not taking any. Please don't think I'm diminishing Dee Ford or his value to this team. That's not my goal. What I want y'all to understand is that if we had Dee Ford out there, I think we see similar results. That's all I'm saying, because they've adjusted to the defensive scheme, not so much to the personnel. It's the scheme. That's all I'm trying to say.
So let's talk about that then. So why aren't we adjusted? Why aren't we switching up the scheme?
Because we still feel like it could work. We're still getting pressure. We're still getting pressure with the first 4 guys. You saw it tonight. We saw Givens getting busy out there, right? We saw Bosa getting busy out there.
I saw Givens get hold on 5 plays.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were doing. That's what I'm saying. These guys are out there to get.
So play. Somebody just said Bosa play has dropped since Dee Ford been out. Correct. Yeah, because now they're scheming for Bosa. Duh. I mean, now they're scheming to stop Bosa.
Why do we
now he's seeing more double teams?
Why do we keep saying individuals have dropped? No, they haven't. Bosa's motor is just as good as it was before. Bosa still beats one-on-one in the secondary.
It's just now he's getting a lot more attention.
And he's still applying the same amount of pressures. Like
that's what I'm saying. He's still putting the same amount of pressures per game on people. It's now that they know the fucking scheme, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Shout out to George too. Thank you for the donation. I think what George is pretty much trying to say is we're not seeing Bosa hit home and get the sacks like he was getting when Dee Ford has been playing. And it is like Mike, a lot of it comes down to what you're saying, bro. Offenses are adjusting to our defense and they're scheming. I mean, it's a game of chess, right? Like they're supposed to take our weapons and counter, and they're countering what we're sending at them. And that's what we're doing. And on the defensive side, like usually say like goes into the second half, it comes out and has a different counter. Like usually it's called a trick. It's called something that they're not expecting to give you an advantage to get the game going. So I think that's where George is coming from. I think he's saying he's not really hitting home with the sacks. We got another donation too from my boy Sean. Hey guys, my Uber driver is Seahawks fan. Let's go.
Hey, yo, put me on speakerphone real quick. If you were Sean, put me on speakerphone. I'm outside. I'm gonna get the cops called on me. But guess what? Seahawks suck. You heard that loud and clear. I'm about to run down. I'm about to run down the street screaming out this mug, man. Listen. We sit here arguing about scheme and schematics and all that stuff. Let me tell y'all something, man.
We 13-3, baby.
Exactly.
Number one seed, baby.
13
That's
and
what it's all
3.
about, right?
Champions.
Coming for that number one spot.
Hey, man, look, man, we are number one in the NFC West. In the NFC, you call it like you want it.
Yeah.
NFC. I was about to say the NFC West. We number one in the West too, but we number one in the NFC. Hey, Green Bay. Hey, Packer fans. How good did it feel to be in first place for about 4 or 5 hours? Because that shit got dropped real quick.
Oh, let's go. That's exactly. I can tell you how it feels. I'm gonna answer for the Packers fans. It feels as good as it did last year for Travis Kelce to have that tight end record until George Kittle came along about 2 hours later and smashed that shit later on. Right? Let's go. That's how good it feels. You only had it for a second. I almost tasted it.
I want to talk about something else real quick though. That we saw how well this offense can work. We saw we can move the ball when we want to.
Hey, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that sometimes Shanahan says, you know what, let me go from my money playbook to my maybe play playbook just to make sure shit don't go south. But they moved the ball, screens, crossing routes, reverses. George Kittle, goddamn Emmanuel Sanders, Debo Samuel, just a variety of plays he was running. A use check. He was butt naked down the right sideline. And had Jimmy led him, he'd still be running.
This is just a reminder.
Hey, but you know what? On that play, he got smacked too, though. he kind of just threw it out there like, hey, man, I got some heat coming. Go get this. And that's what he did.
The pass protection today, I know Seattle's pass rush has not been good, but the pass protection today actually looked decent. And I know it's a lot to say because Seattle's pass rush is bad, but it's the first time in a few weeks that the Niners' pass protection has actually been okay. And I know Garoppolo got sacked a couple times, but the past few weeks, it seems like he's been getting hit more than any quarterback. And, you give Garoppolo time, you give him time to let ball game. That 94-yard touchdown drive was probably the best drive the Niners have scored on all season. It was,
yes, sir.
It was probably Shanahan's best called drive, too. That's how good it was. And, you saw the adjustments were made with the offense. Even just after the first quarter, Shanahan was opening the playbook. And the second half, I don't know what happened. We all got to watch the game tape again. But Shanahan was opening that playbook wide open. And
I got a question. Is it just me? What happened to Wisnowski? He ain't been putting the ball inside the 10 the way he was at one point in time, man. A lot of his punts been real subpar.
I want to know what happened to the mother that on the kickoff. Never mind the
kickoff
punt.
was terrible.
What the hell was that?
Kickoff.
We drove down, scored a touchdown, and then gave them field position just like that, without a return penalty. It was like, I don't believe in conspiracies, but it was like they had to make this shit a pay-per-view event. Now that's all I'm gonna keep saying in my head, yo.
I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you what it was.
Go ahead, Mike.
It was emotions, man. It was emotions. Because you got to remember when that happened, man. The Niners were up 2 scores at that time, man. We knew we were winning that game. We knew we were getting the number one, man. You could see it in the players' faces, right? They showed the team on the sidelines, and they're all smiling and high-fiving each other and talking, nice and calm and everything. Nick, you getting your gold bar? I got a little bit left. I'll shoot it with you. What's up? But all I'm saying is,
hey, I need that in my life.
Emotions are a part of the game, fellas. Emotions happen, man. Look, I don't know if y'all I know a lot of y'all play sports, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, whatever the case is. I don't care if you're throwing horseshoes, right? Emotions are a part of the game, and it messes with you. It throws you off a little bit. I guarantee you that's what happened with my man Mitch Wisnowski, man. And it's okay, because it didn't cost us the game. Everything Okello did tonight wrong. It's not cool, but it didn't cost us the game. Everything Mosley did, everything that Kyle Shanahan did wrong with the play calling, I felt like he gave up a couple of times. Remember, going into the halfway, and we talked about it. Why he just give up? He called the timeout because he wanted to be aggressive. Then he was like, you know what? Nah, I'm going to chill.
Yeah,
I'm going to chill.
That smack on Breeder, he definitely chilled. Hey, guys,
right.
Let's get into these donations real quick. Shout out to Riggs. All that trash thrown on Bowman by the 12th man after he broke his leg. I hope this loss feels great. 13-3. in the Hawks' nest. NFC West is not enough. Quest for 6. You goddamn right. We going for the quest for 6. That's the whole reason why we in this joint.
Hey, you know what? That's a perfect quote right there, Nick. I'm gonna take this shot with you, man. Me and you right here. We're gonna shoot this. I don't know if anybody else gonna do it with us, but
yeah,
Nick and I had some predictions at the beginning of the season. Hold on, Nick. Don't shoot it yet, right? I said that we were going to be 13-3. Nick said it's going to come down to the last game in Seattle. I'll be damned if both of us wasn't right, brother. We're going to shoot this shot right here, man. Wayne, you getting in on this or what?
Yeah, I'm just looking for this one thing.
Oh, there's another donation in there. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I need to post this one. Here we go. All right. This is my man.
George,
holy
baby.
shit.
Another $100 donation, George, man. You are the man.
I am drinking to you. Not
Eric Davis ain't even here, bro. Hold on. I got to top this off. I can't just let it go out like that. Hold on. I got to top it off.
Hey, good looking out.
Bro,
that hundo right there.
You, bro.
We
appreciate you.
I'm going to need Gold Bar to send me another bottle because this is about to be done.
That's love right there,
hey,
George.
Nick,
love.
Nick, that's not a full shot, bro.
Bro, that's a big-ass glass, bro.
Oh, my bad. My bad, homie. My bad. My bad.
My man want Nick to just take the bottle to the face.
That's
He want
like
Nick to
double,
take the bottle
baby.
to the face, bro.
I didn't see that. It was a regular glass, yo.
All right, hold on. I'm not going to disrespect my man George by just taking a little half-ass shot here.
I'm gonna take a double shot for this donation.
Yeah, let me top this joint off of my man George and that $99 donation. That's my dog right there, G. That's my man G right there. That's what I'm talking about.
We truly appreciate the donations are coming in too. So I'm gonna keep this up for a little bit longer. Then we're gonna get to the next one, man.
Hey yo, Nick, 13-3, and we got it in their house, bro. In their house, we broke the curse, fellas. Salute,
salute, baby.
Shout out to that.
Salute.
Huge shout out to that 49ers D, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Y'all gonna have 8 years done. We broke that curse, baby. Look at Nick drinking out the bottle. Look at Nick. Look at Nick. Oh, Nick. Oh my God, Nick gonna die tonight. Nick, chill.
Nick was drinking that shit like it was water.
Yo, I saw his Adam's apple move at least 3 times. Nick, you gotta chill, bro.
Nick is good.
I told you, ain't a single motherfucker gonna take me off this high tonight, baby.
Hey man, it's the Overreaction show. We apologize for the language. We will keep it non-explicit.
Nah, no.
Hey,
We're not apologizing tonight, baby.
I'm not apologizing.
We won the NFC West. We 13-3 and we in first place. We not apologizing.
And let's go, Sean. Shout out to Sean. Hey, Niner for life. Niner fan for life. Marshawn Lynch is drinking shots as we speak. He not drinking them, bro. He pouring them. This was a division game. He crapped his pants when you said it. Hey man, I call Marshawn Lynch under 50 yards. I had him over for 10 carries. I knew he was gonna be some type of factor. Don't be surprised if Marshawn Lynch retires from football.
Hey man, they call Marshawn Lynch. They called that bum. They called that bum out of retirement so he can come out here and average 2.8 yards a carry. If you don't get the fuck out of here with that, man, you could have done that with my daughter under there.
Retire again.
You know what jersey I brought back out tonight, right?
Richard Sherman, baby. You better have had that 25 on, baby. That's right. You better have had that on over there, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey man,
yo, listen.
I'm about to take a walk down the street, man. I can't stay in front of my house. My wife's gonna kick my ass, man. I gotta take a walk, bro. I gotta take a walk.
Man, that gold bar was so good.
Yeah, it's too smooth.
Hey,
it's the smoothest motherfucker.
Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all now. I'm gonna say this before Nick start talking. Y'all got about 17 minutes of Nick being sober, because when that gold bar kick in, his speech he gonna be like, you know, Mike, I was really enjoying the game.
I'll be good, man. I'll be good. Shout out to my thing.
Hey, Mike. It's better than your ass last week when you fell asleep on the motherfucking mic. You was like,
I might even hit the crown tonight.
Mike was drooling and shit. I'm like, is Mike here? Is Mike, like, what the fuck?
Mike was good.
That's what the Overreaction show is all about, fellas. It's all about heart and emotions, man. That's what we're supposed to be doing right now, man. I swear to God, I wish I had a flag. I'm walking down the street. Look, ain't nobody out here, yo. I'm on the East Coast. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking down the street smoking a freaking cigar, man. I swear to God, I wish I had a flag to run down the street with out here, man.
Hey, man, we're not gonna sleep, yo. Kittle had a big game, man. Kittle has some big catches. I know he only had about 80-something yards, but he has some good first down catches. So Kittle balled out. The team just balled out on defense. You know, I know we're not gonna talk about it because Mike gonna get mad, but What the fuck is up with Richie James, man? I'm not feeling your boy, Mike.
Yo, before we get into that talk, man, big shout out to George Kittle for another 1,000-yard season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back on a back-to-back. It's gonna be a back-to-back next in 2020, baby.
Is he the first 49ers tight end to have two 1,000-yard seasons back to back?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my boy George Kittle. And by the way, guys,
hey, you
can check out George
see what
Kittle's
I'm doing,
interview.
man.
Hey, man, I feel like I can only name like 3 49er tight ends. I got Brent Jones, Vernon Davis, and George Kittle. Them the only motherfuckers that made sense, that made statements as 49ers when it came to the tight end position. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
Hold on. Delaney Walker was nice too. He might not have had 1,000-yard season.
Delaney was nice, and I wish that freaking Balky didn't get rid of. We should have re-signed him, yo. We was running 12 personnel like it was nothing. Vernon Davis and Walker was eating. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right.
Yes, sir.
And he went on to have a good career with the Titans too.
Anthony, you too quiet over there, bro. I need you to give us something, man. Come on now. You too quiet over there, brother.
He ain't got no Remy in his system.
I'm letting you guys talk. I'm looking at all the stats right now, and week 17 game, biggest playoff game or season game of damn near every Niners player on that team's career, outside of Sherman and maybe a few others. How about the rookies? The rookies absolutely stepped up tonight. They needed to. 6 tackles, a tackle for loss. He had 3 QB hits. Bosa was in Wilson's face all day, even when he was getting doubled, tripled, chipped, whatever. Deebo Samuel, 5 catches, over 100 yards. He even had 33 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. That spin move he scored on. Oh, I was about to start dancing. I was like, oh, that's about to be Victor Cruz cha-cha. Some filthy moves. And Mr. Hero, Ray Greenlaw, 13 tackles, which was a career high. A quarterback hit, a tackle for loss, obviously the game-winning tackle. Dre Greenlaw is obviously one of the biggest surprises of the Niners this season out of all the players. And he's just a testament. Huh?
4th round pick?
Who?
He's a 5th round pick.
5th round pick.
He was later than that. He was like 6. He was like 6th or 7th, wasn't he?
Nah, he was a 5th round pick.
5th round pick.
And you sitting there, you talking about the stats, man. He had the tackle of the night on that goal line play. It was almost a repeat of what happened with the Falcons.
Yo, I told y'all.
That happened. I was screaming like,
Dre.
Yeah, if I could play,
I kept saying,
if I could play Drake,
not this time.
That tackle, man.
Yo, let me ask you guys this, right? Because this is going to be a hard question, but I want to hear what you guys say, right? And I know some of you may say Kittle. Let's eliminate Kittle out of this phrase, all right, out of this question.
Nick wants the MVP of the team.
Who is the MVP of the team this year?
Man, this is easy.
On the whole team?
For the full season, out of the whole team.
Raheem Mostert.
Nah, not the whole season, though.
I give it to Jimmy Garoppolo, man. He progressed the most, bro.
Yes, sir.
He went from throwing 4 interceptions a game.
Quarterback.
Huh?
You always give it to the quarterback. That's such a late answer.
It's not, though.
That's what they're Raheem Mostert.
He's the guy that progressed. He's progressed every game. You watch Jimmy G go from throwing 2 to 3 picks a game to 1 pick a game to picking defenses apart. The only issue he struggles with is reading when the defense is blitzing. He don't know how to change the play. But I guarantee you that comes to him next year. That boy has progressed as a starting quarterback coming off an ACL. Off of an ACL injury, you've got to give him MVP of the 49ers. You got to.
The only reason I didn't exclude him is because he was coming off injury, and we really didn't see a lot of Jimmy Garoppolo play. But you can go back to the Saints game, Jimmy Garoppolo, right? You can go to this game tonight, Jimmy Garoppolo. He didn't throw any picks. He didn't turn the football over. Those were the 2 biggest factors of his game against Seattle at home when we were playing at home. Right,
the Green Bay game, Nick. He balled out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The Green Bay game, right? So that's the whole reason I didn't exclude him from this little thing, right? So Jimmy Garoppolo is definitely an MVP candidate for this team of the season. But I want to hear some other people's answers And I don't want you guys to give the same person. I want you to give somebody else.
Okay.
Obviously,
that's fair.
You know, if one person says Jimmy Garoppolo, you can't say the other Jimmy Garoppolo because there's more than one MVP on the team this year.
That's fair. All right, so scratch out
Raheem
Jimmy
the
G.
Dream.
All right, so you got Raheem. Explain.
Explain.
Ain't no explanation needed, man. Raheem is the best running back on the team.
You see out here
He
the
the best running
corner?
back on the team.
Explain.
Okay.
He the best running back on this roster right now, man. I don't care if it's Tevin Coleman. I don't care if it's y'all talking about Matt Breida. I don't care who y'all talking about.
Explain.
Raheem Mostert said, look, line me up, coach, and I'm going to go. And he did it last year, and they said, hey, it's a fluke. He only had a handful of carries. He said, all right, well, they give me more. And what did he do? He still rose to the occasion. So that's why. Raheem the Dream, I like that too. You know, I'm not – that's his answer, not mine, but I'm just saying that's why he's saying Raheem, man. That's obvious right there, bro. So Wayne's answer is Jimmy, right?
Uh-huh.
And we got Kev with Raheem. Anthony, who you got?
I got to roll with Richard Sherman, guys. I mean, he's defying the odds at his age for a quarterback. Even when the pass rush isn't hitting home, quarterbacks aren't even looking his way. He's been the highest graded corner out of PFF aside from Stephon Gilmore. The guy's getting the job done. The guy's doing everything you can ask. And again, quarterbacks aren't even looking his way. Sherman isn't even playing like he's coming off of an Achilles injury. They call him old man Sherman. Sherman looks like he's playing 26 years old. He's lights out. Sherman is one of the best corners in the league. And if at the beginning of the season you would have told me Sherman was going to finish, I thought you would have been crazy. But now Sherman is a top 2 corner. That's how good he is. He's lights out. He's an anchor on defense. He coaches everyone up. He's proving a lot of people wrong, and he's an all-pro. He's really playing like an all-pro, and everyone called him crazy for that contract he signed, but the dude just got $1 million kicker for how well he played. The dude's making money.
Wait, Anthony, you wrong. You wrong, Anthony. You wrong. He got $2 million because he made the Pro Bowl, and
he got $2 million. He got $2 million.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's making Richard Sherman. Thank you. To my point, he's one of the best corners in the league. He's doing everything you could have asked for him. And honestly, if Sherman wasn't playing, I don't think this defense would be at the level it's at. And Sherman is really holding it down. I really need that.
You know, Sherman's really holding it down in coverage. He's also holding it down as a leader on this team in the secondary. He's also holding it down as in teaching these younger guys how to play this game, how to let things roll off their shoulders or roll off their back, basically. You know, so I can agree with that one. And Raheem, I probably wouldn't have said Heem because he hasn't played a full season. He's probably been, the last 7 weeks or so, but he's the MVP of the later in the season. I kind of agree with that with Kevin. But Mike, I'm interested to hear who you got to say, man.
Yeah, I was going to go last, but I don't mind going right now. Really quick before I do, the Terradome comment, it almost confused me. I thought it was a $25 donation. Then I see it's $1.99. He wants us to take another shot on him. I'm going to pour just a little bit of the gold bar in there, and I'll take a shot for you for the contribution. I appreciate it.
I think I'm going to do some Crown this time.
Uh-oh. All right. I'm going to take a little bit because of the donation. I see it. I see the request in there for another shot, so I'm going to take a little bit of it.
Put another $10 in there. I'll take one.
Does it have to be a player, Nick?
Could be anybody that you want, an MVP of the season.
All right. He's getting a lot of hate lately, and people are coming at him, and myself included. But I'm going to give it to Robert Saleh. All right. Cheers. Here we go. I'm going to give it to Robert Saleh. My reason is this, man. We don't go 8-0 without Robert Saleh. This defense carried this team the first half of the season. The defense carried this team the first half of the season. We do not win that game, week 3, against the Steelers and their backup quarterback without Robert Saleh. We do not win the game against Green Bay if Robert Saleh don't shut them down the way that he did. Go ahead.
Hold on, Mike. To add to what you're saying, you're 100% correct. We do not go on the road and win that game 9-0 to the Washington Redskins without Robert Saleh.
Absolutely. And so I'm going to give it to a coach. I avoided Kyle Shanahan because I felt like that was an easy cop out. But Robert Saleh came in, before the season started, people were saying he should be fired, that he's been here for 2 years. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. And what they do, Robert Saleh said, listen, guys, I can give you guys a good defense. You got to give me good pass rushers. And so they doubled up. They went out and got one in free agency, not in free agency, but they traded for one. And then they went out and drafted one also with Nick Bosa. And Robert Saleh said, I got my pieces. I have the depth I need, and I'm going to go out here and show you guys what a defensive line can do and what this defense can look like. Robert Saleh is the reason we didn't go out and draft more corners, because he said, I have faith in the guys that we have here. Not only did he do that, Robert Saleh said, you know what? We can go and get a Joe Woods. We can go to get a Chris Kosuric, and I'm going to let them make the changes they want to make as long as we run the defense I want to run, right? He put his pride to the side. Most defensive coordinators, that don't happen with Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips isn't going to let you go out there and go get a different secondary coach. He's not going to let you go out there and get a defensive line coach and let those two guys implement two different systems on both parts of the secondary. Wade Phillips has too much pride for that. Saleh said, I'm going to put my pride to the side as long as we are executing and doing what I think we need to do. So shout out to Robert Saleh, man. This is a $49 tip right here. I like that, John, man. Respect to you, but Robert Saleh is my MVP for the 49ers this year. Y'all can sit here and say, oh, he's falling off if he's doing that. It's definitely Robert Saleh.
I've defended him since day one. When everyone said he was fired, that was my boy. I said, just hold on, chance. Let him get his boys, and he did it. Ooh.
Hey, fellas, I got to cut, man. But I good seeing y'all again, man. Got to be at the gym at 4 in the morning. I'm already past my bedtime, and I'm old. Man, hey, I love y'all boys, man. On everything I love, I do.
Hey, guys, make sure you guys check out all the articles from Kev over at Niners Nation. Great articles
he's Hollywood Junior, y'all. He's Hollywood Junior.
Hollywood Junior. That's Croc Junior right there.
Oh, shit. You know what? I take it.
It's Croc time, baby. It's Kev time. It's Silver.
Number one spot, baby. Number one seed, NFC West.
13-3, baby.
Woo!
13-3. And by the way, I saw the comment in here earlier that said, hopefully next year ranks as we go 0-16. I understand why he said that, because we literally flipped Adam Rank's prediction. He said 3-13. We went 13-3. Is this Alex Smith? What's up, Alex? I knew you loved us. What's up, Alex? Hope that leg is feeling better.
The quarterback, Alex Smith?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. What's up, 11?
Miss you, man. Miss you much, bro. Oh,
hey, man. Get that leg right, boy. Get that leg right.
Yes, sir.
Bounce back,
praying
baby.
for you. All right, fellas. Love y'all, man.
Kev, you be safe, brother. I'll see you soon, man.
Let's go.
So, all right, faithful, man. Listen, man.
Hey, real quick, and I just throw this little quick plug in to my boy Anthony right there. Hey, Ant, man, I need you to write me a piece this week called The Rookies. All right, so The Rookies. Title it The Rookies, and then handle the rookies, because they have been.
Hey, Anthony, if you want, we'll collab on this piece, because I'll be honest with you. I was looking at the rookie stats for this game. I was looking at them before we went live, right? It was just me, Breezy, and Tony, and I was looking at them. I was like, "Yo, this draft class really stepped up big time." So, if you need some help with that, if you want to collab on it, let me know, bro. I got your back, man, because they definitely did it.
Let me know when you guys do it, so I can
start. Sorry, go, you go.
No, I'm saying so I could just promote the heck out of it, yo. I will blast this motherfucker to the kingdom come, bro. And I just want to point out the rookies that you guys are talking about in your articles, man. I definitely support everything y'all do, man. Y'all be repping y'all.
It's nothing but Niners family, man. We're all family. Dre Greenlaw, guys, didn't even start the whole season. Dude has 92 tackles. The guy is 8 tackles away from 100, and he didn't even play the whole season. He didn't even start. If John Lynch doesn't win executive for hitting on these draft picks that are dramatically affecting our game, that's rigged. It's really rigged. Proving again why he's a good drafter. Now it's easy for us as fans to be critical of bad draft picks. It happens. I mean, Solomon Thomas, arguably Ahkello Witherspoon, Reuben Foster, goes on. But as his experience is going, the draft more and more effective. And we honestly know what Jalen Hurd would have been if Jalen Hurd was healthy. Let's face it. We know what Hurd would have been. But I mean, Bosa Bosa, so many people questioned Bosa just because everyone wanted Josh Allen, everyone wanted, some other top pass rusher, and look what Bosa's done. Deebo Samuel is arguably the second best wide receiver coming out of this class outside of A.J. Brown and even DK Metcalf. He's been good too. But I mean,
he is the best wide receiver coming out of this draft class, You better say that shit like you know it. You can talk about A.J. Brown all you want. He is playing one and throwing the ball deep down the field. Samuel is being utilized in at least 4 different ways. He's running for touchdowns. Cut that shit out of here. He is the best. That's why we drafted him over everybody else. Sorry,
it
Anthony.
seems like the draft picks he's hitting on. Outside of that, the Emmanuel Sanders trade, arguably one of the most important trades and most successful trades of his tenure as a Niner, and look what it's doing. Sanders is winning games for us. He really is. And going out and getting Chris Kosierek, going out and bringing in Joe Woods, even going out and just making sure Shanahan is happy, making sure Mike McDaniel stays. A lot of people were like, oh, Scangarello is leaving. That's going to be a problem. Fuck Scangarello. I'm sorry. The offense looks really good. So John Lynch, guys, he's nailing draft picks. He's nailing executive decisions. And there's not much more you can say, you guys. You have to credit him. And the rookies are showing out. The veterans are showing out. From the past few seasons, it felt like there was no cohesion. Garoppolo got hurt. It was a mess with Mullins. The year before that, Kaepernick and then Beathard. And then finally we got to see Mullins and traded for Garoppolo. The trade for Garoppolo too. I forgot about that. But you see everything is coming together. I heard on the radio, they were like, when they traded for Sanders and when they drafted Bosa, the big picture was in mind. And now we're finally seeing that big picture come together, and it's really something to behold. I would have never expected the Niners to go 13-3 a year ago. I think my prediction at the beginning of the season was 10-6, and even I thought that was pretty bold. And 13-3, Mike called it. Mike was the one who knew. We're all pointing to Mike over there. He, destiny calls for it. But I'm sorry, guys, I'm ranting. John Lynch is just you. At the end of the day, John Lynch is the real MVP of it all, man. He came in, blew up a lot of expectations, and he's just getting the job done. He really is. He proved a lot of us wrong.
I need us to cue up the 1992 Dr. Dre, the Chronic Dre Day with Snoop Dogg. Where the you at? That is going to be my anthem going into the playoffs, baby, because it is Dre Day all day. Shout out to Northern Niner fan, man, for that comment, bro.
I swear, I wish you could play music on here, man.
Yo, not only did Mike call it 13-3, he also said it would be a 13-3 Super Bowl year. So look, he talked about it earlier. I said 11-5. That we would be 10. We would be ending the season 11-5, going into Seattle, and we would win the game for the division. That the Rams would finish third. So, like Mike said earlier, we're both kind of right. Obviously, I was a little off on the regulars. I wanted to look back at the scores that we had for this game. So I want to take a look here. Mike had it 30-17. Ali had 35-9. Tony didn't give a score, and I had 27-14. So we were all off, but obviously we all had wins here. And Mike had us at 13-3 in the season prediction. So big shout out to you, man. Big shout out to you, Mike. You got that right.
I think I got the losses wrong though. I got which losses were going to be where. I got those wrong. I don't think I got any of them right. I think I said our first loss was going to be to the Steelers.
You did. That is correct.
Right. I remember worrying about that game. That was obviously before.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I had the wrong week. Week 16, you said we will win 31-27.
Week 16.
I said 24-21. Ali said 20-17 loss
to Seattle.
That was week 16.
No, week 16 is last week though. This is week 17.
Week 17, 33-17 for a win for me. Mike, you never gave a score for this one. I don't have it written down. You did have us winning, but you didn't give a score. And Tony didn't have a score with a win. But Ali had us losing 22-15 with a loss.
Did Tony call a win?
Tony did call a win.
All right. All right, that's what I'm
So
talking
we were 3 for 1 out of that because obviously 3 of us said we would win. Myself, Tony, and you, and then Ali with a loss 22-15.
All right, so listen, guys, we got to set our sights, man. The regular season is over. The 49ers are NFC West champions. We have the number 1 seed. We won't be playing for 2 weeks. The next time you'll see the 49ers on your big screen is going to be January 11th at 4:35. That is going to be the playoff time right there. Let's talk about this playoffs, man. Let's talk about what teams we think will give the Niners the hardest, the hardest out here. Now, obviously, we're going to play the lowest seed that wins out of these next games. So you got seeds 3, 4, 5, and 6 playing, and we're going to get the lowest one of those seeds, right?
Correct.
So we're talking about Seattle. They have 5. We're talking about Vikings. They have 6.
Philly.
And
Eagles have 4.
So it's going to be one of those 3 teams that we play. Which one of those 3 teams do you think will give us the hardest time? Vikings, Eagles, or Seattle?
Seattle, hands down.
You think they're going to give us the hardest time?
I think Seattle gives us the hardest time because of the NFC West matchup, and it will be the 3rd time these 2 teams have played in the same year. And every game that they played, look at the game. Like, look at the first game. 3-point victory. This game, 5-point victory. And it'll probably be a 4-point victory the next time these 2 teams play. Like, these 2 teams, man, they just have each other's cards, man. They know each other's tricks, bells and whistles, man. And I really don't want to see Seattle right now in the playoffs. Not because I'm scared. I just want to play somebody different. Shit, I want to beat somebody the fuck up. I want to mollywop the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm rooting for them like I've rooted for my mama. Like, I want them boys to go out there and smack. I know it ain't gonna happen, but I want them to go out there and smack the smack out of Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Send Philly out to California. Let them boys come out there and get some jet lag and get their ass whipped. That's what I'm looking for. But we all know how it's gonna go down, man. Minnesota, who is Minnesota playing? Because the Philly,
New Orleans, they're playing the Saints.
Yeah. So
hey, wait, hold on now. Well, that defense in Minnesota is all right. I'm telling y'all, if Kirk Cousins just happens to have a decent game, they can win that game, bro.
Is it just Kirk Cousins though? They have to be. They need Cook back, correct?
Wait, hold on. What seed did Seattle end up with? The 3rd or the 5th?
The 3rd. I thought they ended with
they don't have 3rd. The 3rd, 1 through 4 goes to division winners only.
Yeah, the 5th. They ended up with the 5th. Seattle's not even. Is Seattle playing Philly?
Yes.
Yeah, because 4 plays 5
in Philly.
So 3, which is the Saints,
we won't see them.
Will play Minnesota.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So if Minnesota wins, Minnesota, and if Philly wins, if Minnesota beats the Saints, we get Minnesota. If Philly wins, we get Philly.
We put out of the wild card games, we play the lowest seed.
Right. The lowest.
We just play the lowest seed. That's all that matters.
All right. So can you guys hear me? Yeah. I have it pulled up right here.
Right.
So we have 6th seed playing against 3rd seed.
Right.
Vikings against Saints in New Orleans. And then we have 5th seed playing against 4th seed. That's Seahawks playing against the Eagles. And I'm going to tell you all right now, there is no pushover in either one of these matchups. I promise you that. There's no blowout in this unless Kirk Cousins just can't handle the bright lights. There's no blowout in either one of these games. That Vikings defense is scary, and that Eagles defensive line is getting after it, and their secondary stepped up also. They match up really, really well against the Seahawks. I'm telling you right now.
And you want to know what the Eagles do better than a lot of people on the team? What are the Eagles stopping the run? Aren't they like top 5 at stopping the run in the league? Like
I don't have the stats pulled up, but it feels like that.
They really do stop the run, and they allow like 80 yards to rushing in the league. So that's pretty high. So you're right, Mike. It's not a push.
Yep.
If the Vikings win, we would play the Vikings.
Right.
No matter what.
If Seahawks win.
No matter what. If the Vikings lose and Philly wins, then we would play Philly.
Right. The winner out of that game.
Yeah.
Let's say the Saints and the Seahawks when we play the Seahawks.
Correct.
Yep.
Man,
Like that's what it's gonna look
I'll
like.
be honest with y'all. I'm not worried about the Seahawks. I know that sounds crazy. I know, like you said, it's third time. It's hard to beat a team twice in a year, let alone 3 times, right? We didn't beat them 3 times, so we already know that, right? But I think the difference is this, man. The Seahawks are beat up. They got a lot of injuries. And if they happen to get through this next game against the Eagles without any injuries, I mean, where they are right now, their pass rush is anemic. I know what they did against us the first game, right? Clowney just had a really good game, but why? The why is because we had 2 tackles coming in that haven't played in a while, and they weren't ready.
Yo, wait! Big shout out to Joe Staley today.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We definitely said that. That's why I'm like, why is Mike bringing up the first game? We don't care.
Joe Staley
Second
balled
game.
his ass off today.
Yo,
He looked like a 26-year-old tackle out there today against Jadeveon Clowney. Whether it was because Jadeveon was still hurt and bothered, but he held his own today.
exactly.
You can definitely tell the difference of being in football shape compared to just in shape today.
I'm just saying, man, we got the better quarterback of Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't care what anybody says. I know what Russell Wilson does, right? But even if you look at today, right? Russell Wilson completed 28 of 40 passes. He had 2 touchdowns, and he finished with a passer rating of something in the 80s, where Jimmy Garoppolo finished with 118 with no touchdown passes. Why? Because Jimmy Garoppolo was 18 of 22. Jimmy Garoppolo was more efficient. He was more decisive. And when he threw the ball, it was on the money. It was on the money. There were 2 drops in this game. 2
darts, bro.
So if it weren't for those drops, Jimmy Garoppolo would have finished this game 20 of 22. You would have had more points because we would have kept the ball going. Man, look, I'm not worried about the Seahawks at all. At all. They don't want to come to our house and play us again. They caught us slipping before. We had 2 tackles that hadn't played. We had the freaking kicker that hadn't that he was a rookie, and that was his first game, right? Wasn't that the kicker's first game or second game with us? That Chase McLaughlin, that was his second game with us, right?
Yeah.
We had 2 tackles that weren't in there. We didn't have Samuels, not Samuels. We didn't have Sanders. We didn't have Kittle. Man, look, and I know it's you know it's snafu to sit here and say this, but I think Kyle Shanahan took his foot off the gas a couple of times in this game, and my biggest proof to that is going to be what he did at the end of the half. Kyle Shanahan wanted to go out there and score, but that first play really that incomplete pass to Breida, for whatever reason, it really discouraged him. And I'm telling y'all that it's not going to go down like that ever again.
Let me ask you this.
One more thing. The referees always tend to side more with the home team. They did it tonight, and I think that it's going to be flipped when we play whoever the next time around. If the refs are on our side, there's not a single team in the playoffs right now that puts fear in me, and that includes the Green Bay Packers. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the Saints. I don't care if it's the Seahawks. We bring them all on. They don't want to play us in our house. See, come on, man. Like, this is
breathe, Mike. Breathe.
Let's go.
Let me ask you this question real quick, since you talked about Jimmy Garoppolo a little bit in there. What is up with Jimmy Garoppolo and these screens to the outside to running backs? Like, he misses every single running back.
No, it's not the running backs. It is Tevin Coleman.
No, because he missed Mostert tonight too.
One of those screens was a long throw.
Garoppolo when Garoppolo throws his screen passes, it's no mechanics. It's all arm.
It's all arm.
Every screen pass. Now, I'm not blaming the running back like Mike is. I mean, Mike is the biggest Coleman critic here, and I don't blame him. Coleman has struggled mightily. Coleman has struggled. But on the running back screens, though, and even the tight end screens, I do agree. It's the mechanics with Garoppolo that are really lazy. I mean, it's just catch, look, throw.
You know why? You know why? Because Jimmy's not a check down guy. He's a gunslinger. Jimmy wants 15+ yards on every throw. That's why it's not in his head. He's not wired for the check down.
But Mike, he doesn't need to throw it 15 yards over his running back into the crowd.
I understand that. I'm just telling you that he's not wired for that kind of BS. That's what I'm telling you, bro.
I agree.
He's not wired for it. Jimmy Garoppolo wants to make the throw, not a throw. He wants to make the throw. He threw a play tonight. I can't remember who it was to, but I remember I stood up in my room and I was like, oh my God, there were 4 people covering that guy. 4 people. He threw it into quadruple coverage and completed the pass. And
Oh, you're talking about the play where the linebacker's back was turned?
Come on, bro.
He was
Come
like,
on, bro.
Jimmy's vision. Yo, Jimmy's vision was like this, and he was throwing darts.
Yes.
Right through the tunnels.
Yes. Yes, man. They don't want to see Jimmy Garoppolo, bro. 4 people covering one guy, and he threw a dart in there, man. Jimmy Garoppolo is a gunslinger to the core. He don't like the checkdowns. He's not comfortable with it, man. It's not in his DNA.
It's not in his DNA, and that's why, my guys, he got my MVP vote. You've watched him progress. He wasn't doing that first 4, 5, 6 games of the season, bro.
That's right. That's right.
You didn't even see him take off on a run the first 4 or 5 games of the season. Like, we're watching Jimmy G blossom into. I'm gonna throw the.
Wait. You want to know what? You want to know what gets me so hyped? I'm sorry to cut you off. I know he's not Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan's year 1 to year 2 under Kyle Shanahan was an MVP, bro. Now, and you look at Garoppolo, and
You're in the middle of that. Talk your shit, Anthony.
I've been waiting to say it. You look at how Garoppolo's progressing now, and you see what he's doing, and he finally has his weapons, and he doesn't even have all of his weapons. That's the thing. And you look at Matt Ryan year 1 to year 2, and then you're gonna look at Jimmy Garoppolo year 1 to year 2. Ooh.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Guess what?
What's up?
Next season, guess what Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be comfortable doing?
Everything.
Throwing to them checkdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Reading the defense, calling out the blitzers. Hey, Mike 52, blah, 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 blah. Changing the play. You're going to see a freaking shift. Yo, it's only going to get better, y'all.
And let me tell you, let me double on what you're saying, bro. Y'all don't realize, well, I'm not going to say y'all, but people don't realize that that's a part of the job that the center does. The center is the guy that points out the protections and points out the blitzing and all that stuff, right? The center is the guy that stands out and says 53 and he tells it to the quarterback and all that stuff, right? This is Garland's, what, 4th game in there? 4 or 5? One of those 2 games, right? He's somewhere in there, 4th or 5th, right? Let me tell you, if that was Weston Richburg, this game don't end the same way. And it's not because Richburg is so much better. It's because Richburg knows what he's looking at more than what Garland does. Y'all got to remember how new this is to Ben Garland, bro. Like, come on, man.
So you know what? Ben Garland being in there has been like a breath of fresh air because I feel like I'm not skipping a beat. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm not even looking at this rookie coming in this game or whatever he is coming in this game. Like, I don't even – I'm not saying I don't miss Richburg. I'm just saying it doesn't feel like Richburg is missing, right? Because Ben Garland has came in and said, I got this, coach. I got you. I got you, Jimmy. I got you. He had a couple of hiccups on the exchange his first game. And then after that,
yo, this white shit out of here.
It's only getting better. It's only getting better. You know who had a solid game tonight? My peoples? Marcel Harris.
Hey! Let's go.
They tried to pick on him and it didn't work. He was laying the pipe on that running back, bro. I watched the running back do this helicopter. And I said, wait a minute. They didn't throw it to him on Marcel Harris ever again. He got hit twice, and that was it. He still was effective a little bit, but after that, you didn't see Marcel Harris on those hits. I'm telling you, bro, he's getting better. He's getting better. Progression is allowing him to.
Hey, wait. Listen, wait. Time out. Week 10, Jadeveon Clowney. He had 5 tackles, 1 sack, 8 yards sacks, 5 quarterback hits, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Today, guess what he had?
0 sacks, 0 tackles,
1 tackle. That's it. Everything else was a 0. Everything else was a 0. 1 tackle today. Joe Staley is back, baby. Come on, man. Let's go, man.
Yeah. He was injured. He's suffering with a core injury. Then don't play, mother sucker. Don't screw up.
Look, I'll be wrong if I don't say this, but I got to give Solomon Thomas a shout out tonight because he actually played really well tonight.
1 chase down tackle.
He had the tackle in the backfield for a loss on the running back.
I'm making a drink. Go ahead.
He had a chase down tackle, and he made an impact tonight. Believe it or not, he made an impact tonight. When you go back and watch it, watch Solomon Thomas. 94 was playing his ass off tonight compared to what he normally does.
I can't wait to watch this game. Let's overreact. When Jimmy Ward got hurt, what was your reaction?
I was scared.
I was nervous. I was nervous.
Yo, my nuts dropped.
That was really scary.
Like I felt like I was on a roller coaster, and they dropped. That's just I was like, no. Now he didn't make it all through the season to have this happen, but that's what he did. He came back in the game, man, and he played solid ball, bro. Those guys play solid ball, man. Godly, that was a game. Woo! What a game.
Look, I just got to give him that shout out, man, because Sally T was definitely balling tonight. His motor was up, just like Niner by Nature says here. You know, bro, I'd be wrong if I didn't give him props tonight because Sally was all over the place. All over the place tonight.
And it's about time, Sally. You know what I'm saying? You're on this team for a reason. They believed in you. It's time for you to go in there and do what you do. He did it against defending one of the roughest, toughest quarterbacks in the league. And big ups to you, Sally, man. Good game. Can't wait to see you do it again. First round of the playoffs against Minnesota, Seattle, or
second round.
Second round. Sorry. Thanks, Anthony.
Cody Young says, "Woo!"
Oh, I can't even do it. My voice is shot.
In my Ric Flair voice, baby. Look, big shout out to Mona tonight too, because she watches our show. She was at Nuno's tonight. Came up, bought me a beer. Appreciate you if you're watching this. So appreciate you. I know you got a picture of us together, so make sure you send that to me on Twitter or DM or wherever. Email it to us so I can have that as well. Love meeting up with the faithfuls who watch our show, man. It's awesome. Big shout out to her. Just guys, if you run into me, just make sure you tell me your YouTube name so that I know exactly what your YouTube name is. When I ask you what it is, don't say, I don't know which one I use. So big shout out to her. She was one of those faithful that never favored, man. It was awesome. So appreciate all of you guys, man.
I love Raheem Mostert. I'm watching MSNBC Bay Area. I love Raheem Mostert, man. Yeah, I swear to God, I love this whole team, bro. This whole team is phenomenal, man. This team, I told y'all this was the year of destiny. I told y'all this was our year, 13-3 in Super Bowl. It's not about me being right. It's about seeing what this team has become, man. This has been 3 years. 3 years. I didn't think that the turnaround. I don't think that other people thought the turnaround was going to happen this quickly, man. This has been a wonderful 3 years watching and learning this team, seeing what we needed. You know what I'm saying? Like this team, man, this team, somebody in here said it earlier, it's a band of brothers. They play for each other, man. And that's what we're seeing right now, man. These guys go out there and they fight for each other. Let me tell you, Ahkello Witherspoon got benched tonight. I guarantee you, he didn't want to be benched, but I guarantee you he was cheering on Mosley.
Yeah.
Anytime that Mosley did something good.
I guarantee.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. He looked a little pissed off on the sideline.
No, they showed him. They showed him on that first drive when he was on the sideline. They absolutely showed him, right? And Mosley got burned right before they showed him. And was like, oh, well, did they make the right decision, right? I understand why they showed him when they showed him. But what they didn't do was show him when Mosley made a big play. When Mosley broke up that pass to DK. They didn't show him then. I guarantee you he was on the sideline cheering. You know why? Because I know how his father talks to him. I know how, hey, listen, son, step back. Take a look at what's going on. There's a reason for everything. There's a reason they put you on the sideline. So I promise you guys, like this team is, and it's not about him even. It's not even about him. It's about this team and how they play for each other. Everybody is cheering on the person that is in there right now. Richburg on the sideline cheering on Garland. You know what I'm saying? Mike Person on the sideline cheering on Brunskill. These guys are all in there saying, hey, get out there and hold me down, bro. Like that's what we're seeing right now. These guys are all fighting for each other. Quan Alexander is the biggest cheerleader on the sideline. You think he's tight that he can't get in there? Of course he wants to be in there, but he's not salty about it. You don't see this with other teams, bro. We've seen guys come off of a loss, everybody's healthy, and they throwing their partners under the bus. You don't see that in this locker room. You don't hear it at the microphones. You don't hear it at the post-game pressers or when they're talking to these guys at in the locker room, right? Nick Bosa's on here talking right now. He's not throwing anybody into the bus. He's not complaining about Zettel. You're not going to hear D Ford complaining about Zettel. But what you will hear on other teams, you're going to hear Jalen Ramsey complaining about the safety that didn't cover for Emmanuel Sanders, right? Those are the things that are different about this team. Those are the things that make us different from every other team in the NFL right now, man. This is a band of brothers. I don't know which one of y'all said that, but that's exactly what it is right now, man.
Right here,
that's
baby.
exactly what it is. Oh, I'm going to make us take another shot because if she says so, I'm doing it. I'm telling y'all right now, that's my homegirl. That's my love right there.
Let's go.
I probably already got you all beat on shots right now. So
Nick,
we doing another one, y'all?
You can sit this one out, Nick. I'll
be back. Let me go grab my bottle.
I got a
look. Let me ask y'all a question real quick because I missed this $4.99 donation and I want to say something about it. I hope I can bring it back up before we get to Miss Debbie's. I'm looking for it now. So
was it by George?
Nah, it's
it was George.
It's not there no more. It's gone. It's going on my screen anyway.
George,
I can read it for you guys if you want.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, let's read. Here it is. I got it right here.
Hey, Gold Bar, look. Hey, Gold Bar.
Gotta send us more, Gold Bar.
We all fresh out, Gold Bar. Man. Yeah, we fresh out, man. Send us 3 more bottles apiece. All right, here we go.
So George says, and then I'll get to the other donations as well. George, once again, thank you, man. He says, shout out to NBN for staring down every detail all season long. What were y'all turning points this season? Mr. Nick. Why I gotta be Mr. Enforcer Mike and Cousin Breezy.
Yo, you know what, Mr. Nick?
Out of everybody.
Hey, no, shut up, Mr. Nick. This is what
that's the sign of respect, bro.
Absolutely.
You've been screaming for respect all season long, Nick.
God damn it, let me get my comment out. God, there's the reason why I like calling him Mr. Nick. All right, shit. You need to put on a cardigan like Mr. Rogers and rock that shit under with your jersey under that joint, right? And then we got my man Enforcer Mike. So Mike comes in and he look like Mike. You look like the motherfucking law. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. That's what you look like. You look like a bodyguard coming out here ready to fuck somebody up. So you need to come out here with a badge like the big boss man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Cousin Breezy, cuz I'm about to change my name to Cousin Breezy. I like that joint, baby. Hey man. I'm just the cousin that come in. I'm like the coolest cousin on the face of the planet. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you get us. All right, let's get back to the turning points. I need you to get a cardigan. Matter of fact, I got a 49ers cardigan. You need to get one. Mitchell and Ness.
All right.
I already know exactly when the turning point was, but I'm going to go last. I'm gonna let y'all go first. We got to answer my man's question. It was, when is the turning point for the season, right?
You want to go first, Anthony?
Oh, you're gonna let the quiet guy go first. Okay.
Yes, sir. Well, you didn't get a nickname, so we got to give it to you first.
The only sober one. You gotta let the sober guy go first. The turning point of the season. Like would you guys say when we all kind of knew something special was going on, or?
Yes. That's the turning point. Listen, if you look at last year, right? We were this close in what, 5 or 6 games?
Oh yeah.
We set a record for games lost by 3 or fewer points. What was it, 5 or 8? It was some crazy ass number, right? But we couldn't do it. Whatever it was that was missing, we couldn't do it. So there's a turning point in every season. There's a defining moment that happens with every single special team. There's a defining moment that says all of a sudden we have what it is. We have that it factor. We can turn this corner. And that's what he wants to know. When do you think that it factor became a part of this 49ers organization?
Guy, you guys are gonna let me think this through. Okay.
I already know what I'm gonna say, so
I know what I'm gonna say too.
You know, this team has had so many moments, but what I'm gonna say is when the Niners lost their first game to Seattle, I think that was their big turning point in the season. And the reason why I say that is because that team finally got to feel like what it feels like to lose to a team they should have beat. And you damn well know this team was a playoff team. But more importantly, after that loss, you can't tell me they didn't have that Seattle game, Week 17, circled on the schedule. Every game. I felt like after that team lost, they were going to be ready to play. They thought we cannot lose to Seattle again. We lost on home turf for one thing, but the second thing is that's a game they should have won. And as the weeks went on, everything was leading up to this game being the game, and losing to Seattle, losing to Baltimore, beating New Orleans. wiping the Packers off of the face of the earth was preparing this team for adversity, you guys. The adversity that they faced, even in the Pittsburgh game, you can point to many, many moments, but losing to Seattle, I thought, was the turning point because they got to feel a loss. God, my wording is so bad. They lost a game. They got to lose, and they got to feel. They got to know what it was like to experience. God, and I'm the sober one. And you lose a game like that. You face that kind of adversity, and that was the first, I guess you could say, legitimate playoff team and playoff game they got to really experience in the regular season. And you're working into these games, and each game just made them better and better. And you saw their entire mindset change after that Seattle game. It's like when we get opportunities, we can't blow it. Like, look at the Saints game. They took advantage of every chance that they got. And I think a lot of that was because of, you face Seattle. They had so many chances, even without Kittle, even without Sanders, and they didn't have it. So you go into the Saints game, and, it's like we have every opportunity in front of us. We could beat them, and they did. And so you go into this kind of game like tonight with the opportunities in front of them, and they took advantage of it, and they took those opportunities with them. So overall, it's just the adversity, you guys. It's the adversity of having to face your goddamn rival that you haven't beat in 10 years. It's just unbelievable. I'm speechless, guys. I'm still speechless. I can't get over this win. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even in high school the last time the Niners beat Seattle in Seattle. Isn't that crazy? I was in the 8th grade. That's how long it's been. So, needless to say, I'm at a loss for words. But losing to Seattle, that's my turning point.
Okay. And not to take away. I'm going to add to what Anthony is saying. I'm going to piggyback on what you're saying. Right. When this team loses a game, they look themselves in the mirror and they answer. Following those 3 games, the Niners averaged the next game 39 points a game. Talk about lighting a fire under your asses. You guys lost a game that you should have won. Now, how are you going to answer? And what do? We came out and we averaged 39 points following the next game. All 3 losses. If you average the 3 games, it was 39 points. Look, and then how close were those losses that we suffered? Right, Seattle, 3 points in overtime with less than 3 minutes left in the game. Right, 3 points. When we lost to the Ravens, another 3 points. That's 6. And then we lost to the Falcons. Now, you can say that the Falcons won by 7. Technically, you're right. But we all know that they got that extra 6 points right at the end. We really only lost to them by 1. So we lost 3 games by a total of 7 points, guys. 7 points. You give them that BS touchdown on the lateral. They picked it up and they ran it in for a touchdown. Fine. If you want to count that, you got 6 plus 7. It's still only 13 points. 3 losses by 13 points. That's incredible. So I understand exactly what Anthony is saying, man. That's a very good one there. I want to go last because
I want to go next.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat what anybody's going to say. And if one of y'all say what I'm going to say, I'll change it to something else. But go ahead, Nick. You said you want to go next. Turning point.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh game.
That's what I was going to say. I knew it.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh game because 5 turnovers, being down, turning the ball over so much. Obviously, it was only a little bit, but I think that was the turning point to allow this team to say we can overcome anything. And that game was the factor that they fought for each other, no matter what the time was, no matter how much was left on the clock, no matter what the plays were, no matter who messed up. That, for me, was the turning point in week 3 to continue the undefeated streak, to continue to keep going downfield and fighting for each other. The plays that were made, the no giving up, to me, it was just definitely had to be Pittsburgh. The stadium was draining itself. And it was like, guys, we're only down 6 points.
We were only down 3 at halftime. Nick was like, Mike, if you don't shut up and cheer. Nick was yelling at me. Breezy was there. He was yelling at me. Mike, if you don't shut up.
If you don't shut up and stand up and cheer, come on, bro. I've been at
we're all there, man.
This team doesn't give up. And I
thought Mike was gonna rip the stadium seat out. He was getting so pissed. I was like, "Oh shit!" I thought Mike was gonna start swinging.
He couldn't even rip it out because his ass was sitting on it.
Yeah,
he couldn't even. He wasn't even standing up. I don't even think I sat down the entire game.
Nick,
but It's not about that. It's about that is where this team saw that they could overcome any adversity that they were in. Turning the ball over in our own, in our own zone, I guess you could say, from the 40 in, holding to field goals, holding the scoreless, turning the ball over again, and it was just a consistent turnover ratio on both teams, right? And coming up with that, the win there, I think propelled this team to say we can overcome anything. And I really think that is the only turning point that there possibly could be. You could talk about other things, but actually playing the game, there was no more adversity than that game. You may say the Saints game. I understand people may say that, and I don't want to take anybody's answers.
Shut up then. Come on.
But that game right there, with the amount of adversity we had to overcome with turnovers, giving up the ball in good field position, and still coming out with the win, to me has to be the most the best turning point of the season so far.
That's a great answer, Nick. I remember being at that game, and I remember, Tony on one end saying, "This shit don't look good. We're not gonna win this game," and Mike saying, "Oh man, this is gonna be tough." And I'm just like, I don't know, man. And Nick saying, "Yo, they have 9 points, and we've turned the ball over 4 to 5 times
in the first half."
In the first half, it was the first half. It was like 4 times, and Nick was like, "Relax," and I'm like, "Okay." And guess who got the touchdown to win that game, yo?
Pettis,
Dante Pettis.
And before you say yours, Breezy, just so I want to touch on Nick's thing, that was the best team game we played
hands
all
down.
year. Breida, bad fumble or tip pass. Bourne, I think somebody else had another tip pass. This is before the days of Sanders. Sanders wasn't even here yet.
Yeah.
It was a good team game because they held each other up. Hey, brother, shake that shit off. I got your back.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it. They showed it in all aspects of that game.
That was the first and only time we seen Jason Verrett.
Yeah. Jason Verrett went in there. They said, "Hey, Jason, sit this one out, bro. This ain't your game." But you know what, though? What happened after that? They said, "You know what?
The emergence of Mosley." Yeah,
I got your back. Mosley came in and said, "Hey, I'm here, bro. I'm here for you.
It was the
here for you. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. I got your back. What you can't do, let me do it." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the best team game all year long. So Nick, that is an excellent choice right there. All right, Wayne.
All right, so I'm gonna go with this game, and I was hoping no one in the comments said it, but my boy Yosef brought it out, man. This is my dude from Connecticut, man. He brought it out. He said, "Yo, the Washington game." The Washington game, and I'm going to tell you why it was the Washington game, right? This is a game where it was dirty, muddy, wet, raining on the road, and this team found a way. We trashed our kicker up until this point. We was trashing him. He won this game. Robbie Gould won this game. He kicked 3 field goals and won this game. This was a good game for Kendrick Bourne. He had 3 catches for 69 yards in this game. This is a game where Kyle Shanahan went to John Lynch at the end of the game and said, "Listen, man, we can't be winning games 9 motherfucking nothing no more." After this game, they went out and got your boy. They went out and got Emmanuel Sanders. They went out and made a trade. They went out and said, "Listen, from an offensive mind point, I want to put up more points." And after that, it's been good. I think he played in the Cleveland Browns game, had about 2-3 catches for 26 yards, and then he blew up in the Carolina Panthers game. After this game, this was the game that changed the 49ers trend for the rest of the season. We went from scoring maybe 20 points a game to like in the 30s. Like, we started averaging 30 points. I don't think from a 49ers fan, we've seen 30 points since 2011. All right, look, we've averaged 30 points. This game right here let me know 2 things. One, this defense was 100% the best defense in the game. And at that, they decided that they were going to figure out a way to sit here. And y'all remember this game. This is a game where Nick Bosa emerged, right? the slide, the dive, and y'all remember this game. I was there. Nick was there. I believe that this was the turning point. This is when the 49ers said, listen, man, I know it's early, but we won this game by this, however we want it, but let's go out and dominate the NFL teams when we play them. And they went and made moves and made it happen. It was definitely the Washington Redskins game.
Damn, man. Y'all took all the good ones. I'm not going to lie. Y'all took all the good ones. I'm going to go with something a little different, and I'm going to go with you know what? I'm not.
Mike's about to say like preseason game 2.
No. I thought about going before the season, but first let me comment on Wayne's joint, because I commented on Anthony's, I commented on Nick's. I want to comment on Wayne's also. That game was ugly and it was gritty. That was the most gritty game we played all year long. When I say gritty, I mean hard fought. We earned every single yard that we took in that game. No touchdowns in that entire game. Not only did the defense struggle, the defense shut them out, right? So you look at that and say it's not a struggle, but the offense struggled. The offense struggled mightily. Didn't get in the end zone a single time. You know what I'm saying? And so Robbie Gould was having a bad year up until that point.
Yes, he was.
Like my man Wayne was saying, Robbie Gould was having a bad year, and it was like, man, I was on record. If a game comes down to Robbie Gould, y'all can forget it. I said that before the season started, and I was pounding my chest. I told y'all you don't want to mess with Robbie Gould. See, but that was the only game that came down to Robbie Gould, right? And so what does that tell me, right? It was this. The offense is good. The defense is good. I don't trust the kicker. I don't trust the special teams, right? And so there's 3 phases to every team, every game: offense, defense, and special teams. I did not trust Robbie Gould. I made that clear from the beginning. I had my resentments toward this guy. I said we shouldn't franchise a kicker. If you don't want to be here, don't let him be here. You know what I'm saying? I put my foot in the ground. I planted my flag. That was my stance. But that game, all we had was Robbie Gould to depend on. The worst possible option in my mind was the one option that allowed us to win that game. So Wayne, salute to you, bro. That was a very, very good pick right there, man. That showed in that moment that no matter what's happening on the field, this is a team. This is a team effort right here. Defense, we're going to hold you down. Offense didn't show up. Hey, Robbie Gould, you got to step up. And he did just that. So, Wayne, that is a very, very good choice. I'm going to say something different, though. I'm going to say that our biggest game, the turning point. The
preseason week 3.
No. Believe it or not, I'm going to say week 2. Week 2. They made this big deal about West Coast teams traveling east on back-to-back games and how hard it is to win both of those games.
Oh, the Cincinnati game?
Yes, sir.
That was my backup answer. That was my second one. I agree.
Now,
I'll
be honest with you, I was gonna go with what Nick said in that Pittsburgh Steelers game, but it was on the road. They forced the team to bond with each other in that week. You got no family out there with you. You have no friends out there with you. The only people that are there are the members of this team. They put them in a secluded area and they force those guys to bond. They force those guys to talk with each other. They force those guys to get to know each other. All night long, every single one of you guys, you named something that had something to do with the aspect of the team. These guys joining together and playing in that brotherhood that we were talking about. That brotherhood was formed early in the season. Week 1 and week 2, we were on the road, East Coast, early games for the 49ers, 10 a.m. games for their body clocks, right? We had all season practicing on the West Coast. Then we go back-to-back road games. That's going to be my turning point for this entire game. We stood out there and we stayed on the East Coast. We got to know each other, right? You listen to the stories about how they had offensive linemen playing and sitting with DBs. They forced this team to get to know each other, and it was successful, right? Because a lot of times teams can do this, say, hey, man, look, you know who I am? You know how much money I make? I'm not here for this. I'm just doing this because they're telling us to do it. That was not the attitude of this team, right? So a turning point in this for me was when they were forced to sit there with each other, look each other in the face, find out why that man across from you is playing as hard as he is. I can come in here and say, look, my name is Mike. I got 4 kids. I got a wife who doesn't drive. This is why I work as hard as I do, right? And that's my story. But that wasn't enough. It was for Mike to find out why Wayne is doing what he's doing, right? Now Wayne's story means something to me. I can't let Wayne down. It's a completely different ball game. When you're playing for yourself, I can call my wife and say, "Hey, babe, man, this ain't it for me this week. You know, I'm having a down week." And if my wife says, "You know what, baby, it's okay. I know who you are. You go out there, you do your best, you give it your best shot. If y'all don't win, don't worry about it." That wasn't it. That's not how it worked in this situation, right? Now all of a sudden, I can call my wife and she can say, "Babe, you know what? You gave it your best shot. If it's not good enough, don't worry about it." But my response is going to be this now. Yeah, but Wayne left his family. His family needs X, Y, and Z. So now I got to do this, not for me. Now I'm doing it for Wayne. That's when the forge happened right there. That's when the brotherhood, the bond was created. Those 2 road games that happened early on, that's exactly when this team became a team. Before then, it was all individuals. Nick Bosa had, come on, man. He's a Bosa, bro. His dad drafted in the first round. His brother drafted in the first round, right? He's drafted in the first round. Nick Bosa's thinking, bro, I'm a Bosa. Y'all know what I'm about already. But all of a sudden, he's forced to sit across from a guy like Kendrick Bourne. You weren't drafted? Well, how'd you end up sticking with this team for so long? Well, what's your story? All of a sudden, these guys are learning about each other. Damn, babe, I can't let Kendrick Bourne down. I know I'm a Bosa. I know who I am. I know about my pedigree. I can't let Kendrick Bourne down. That's when they became a brotherhood for real. And that little time frame right there, to me, that's going to be my turning point answer. So I hope I did that justice for y'all.
Yeah, man. And that's key, man, because I kept saying if this team had to go on the road in the playoffs to win, I would 100% put my money on the 49ers just because from what you said.
Yes,
just from what you said. Because if they had not learned how to be together and to face adversity on the road, that was the best thing that happened for them. And you could blame that on the NFL computer that schedules their schedules. I guarantee you they won't schedule that shit like that again for them. Because that right there allowed Kyle Shanahan to say, I'm going to take my guys, I'm going to ship them to the East Coast. We're going to chill out here for a while. And we're going to get to know each other. I'm going to room Nick Bosa with the Kendrick Bourne. I'm going to put these guys in different spots and different categories so that they can learn how to be competent towards one another, understand where each other come from. And that's why they play for one another, guys.
Mike, you want to know what's crazy too? Aside from your speech about having me cry in the club, this is so far ahead, but next season's schedule is all East Coast. AFC and NFC East. Those are the 2 divisions we got next year.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
A lot of travel, no matter how.
We're going to a lot of games, baby. Woo!
Oh yeah. The winner of NFC South, the same place finish in the NFC South.
We still got
and NFC North.
Isn't that crazy?
Can I ask y'all a question real quick, man? Would it have been wrong for me to say the turning point for this season would have been this game that we just played?
No, not at all.
I wanted to say this one also because, look, man, 8 years not getting it done in Seattle. 8 years not getting it done there, right? They can sit here and say, oh, well, Kyle Shanahan's only been here for 3. He don't know that story. Shanahan never won in Seattle.
No.
He beat Seattle before, but he never beat them in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Garoppolo's first game in Seattle, that means something, bro. That means something, right?
We were talking all on the radio. Jimmy Garoppolo comes into the link. He comes into one of the hardest environments to play in, and he plays it like nothing.
Wait, he was dominating.
Yeah, Garoppolo did not, and the whole team too, but Garoppolo did not look phased. I have never seen a Niners quarterback, for as long as I've watched football as much as I do and really focus, look so focused in CenturyLink Field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Really became dominant. I mean, Kaepernick had his good stretch, but I think Garoppolo looked way more confident than Kaepernick did at some points.
You want to know why, Nick? I mean, you want to know why, Anthony? Go listen to what Garoppolo said when he was interviewed, not the presser, but when he was interviewed at the end of the game. And she was like, yo, like you look, like you look poised, like you look confident. He was like, hey man, we out there having fun. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what he said. We can't play the game if we're not having fun.
Let me tell y'all another reason why I thought this game could have been a turning point. Remember when they were marching down the field to win the game on us, and Shanahan didn't call a timeout? What did that tell you?
That was balls.
What did that tell you? Shanahan said, "You know what? They might march. They're not going to get in that end zone."
That was balls.
Shanahan, the offensive-minded head coach, showed so much faith in the defense in that moment right there. He didn't call a single timeout. Not one timeout did he burn. He said, no, if they're going to beat us, it's not going to be because I gave them more time. We are not stopping the clock for this bum-ass team. They got to burn it.
That was, man. I was watching the broadcast and I was thinking like, oh, well, if he calls a timeout and they score, we have time. Shanahan said, nah, we got this.
Right. We have the lead. They got to take it from us. We're not going to give it to them. They got to take it from us. And I don't think they can do it.
Shanahan took his money and he said it's all on the D.
I'm all in, baby. Shanahan said I'm all in on my team.
What type of faith does that give to your defense?
Come on, bro.
My God, I don't think y'all understand the semantics of what's going on right now. Kyle, this team is being rebirthed into something that's never been created. I watched the Bill Walsh era.
Come on.
I watched the George Seifert era.
Talk your shit, baby.
I'm watching a new era of 49er football. It's I can't even describe it yet because it's still being written. It's still being written. It's still being written. That Kyle Shanahan, shout out.
Come on, man.
Shout out to our owner, bro. Thank you for eating. Thank you for apologizing to us.
Okay.
Thank you for gifting us Kyle Shanahan. Thank you for taking Chip Kelly, Jim Tom Sula. You know, we was cool with Harbaugh, but he still couldn't win the big games. You know what I'm saying? And thank you. Thank you for gifting us a guy, and not only gifting him to us, giving him and John Lynch 5 years to get this stuff correct. 5. That's saying I'm sorry.
6 years.
Sorry, my bad, Nick.
Yeah.
6 years for getting this. We're in year 3, motherfuckers. We're in year 3. We are 13-3. In year 3, the 3 means something. It means something. It means something,
baby. It's a godly number, baby. Come on. Hey, Wayne, let me read this tweet to you. Some guy I know tweeted this. I'm going to tell you. He tweeted this on December 24th, 2017. Okay? This is what he tweeted on December 24th, 2017. He said, hey, at Jed York, thank you. Thank you for your mistakes. Thank you for your beliefs. Thank you for never quitting on your vision for this team. Thank you for doing it right this time. If no other fan says it, Mike Andrews appreciates what's happened and happening. Jed York had the vision, bro.
I remember that tweet from you, Michael.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on, man. Hey, we taking a shot for Miss Deb or not? What's up?
I think everybody that's on here who is on Twitter needs to send a thank you tweet out to Jed York.
Yep. They won't do it, though. They won't do it.
And hashtag nothing but Niners.
They won't
hashtag us in that as well. Nothing but Niners.
And I'm about to retweet mine right now, man.
And to my man Tim Duncan, my apologies. I'll keep it professional, bro. Here we go.
Man, no, we not.
Look, after you guys do this shot, I want to get to this question right here because this is actually a really good question.
Look at my cup. Look at my shot glass.
That's all the way to the top.
You use the rest of Gold Bar. It's filled up. Gold Bar. We need another shot.
Yep.
Actually, another bottle over here, so we can keep saluting you guys for your partnership with the San Francisco 49ers, who are 13-3 and NFC West champions, and NFC number 1 seed, baby. Let's go.
It's
the best in the West, the best in the NFC. They don't want to see me, man. Let's go.
And as the shirt says, the West isn't enough.
You're welcome, Tim. Hey, man, listen. Whatever team has to come, they have to come to California to play this game, bro. We've beaten every one of these teams, guys. Okay, we've beaten every one. Except for the Eagles. We didn't play the Eagles and the Vikings. I like how you correct.
That's right. That's right.
But what I'm saying is the 49ers have a chance to just make new history, bro. Make new history. And I'm going to tell you this, man. If the 49ers win, the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl, bro, and you know who I want out of all the teams? I know everybody want to see Tom Brady and Jimmy G go at it. Cool. I want Lamar Jackson, bro. I want to knock him off his MVP high horse, man, and bring him back to normal. And I want the 49ers to go out there and put a game plan together to stop that guy, yo. Not hating on him. Great talent, great to watch, fun to watch. But I'll tell you what, we had his number in Baltimore. We had it. We had his number in Baltimore. And if it wasn't for a missed field goal,
last second, bro.
I'm just saying.
They won it on the last second. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
You guys want to know what I want? I want
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo's. I want Niners Chiefs because I want Garoppolo's revenge game against the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, shit, Anthony.
Bro.
Huh?
You guys are
Shit,
don't
man.
look at the no recency. You guys got to look at the long throwback picture. That game was in hand for the Niners. They were driving. Then who came in? Beathard. He threw that touchdown to use check or whatever. Then he got called back on that bullshit play. Nah, I want the Chiefs. I want Mahomes. I want that. I want all that smoke. The Niners need that rematch. Garoppolo had that game. That was. Nick knows it, bro. Nick knows it. That was the game. That was the game when everyone was like, "Ooh, the Niners are gonna be something." Garoppolo tears his ACL. That's the season. Nah, Garoppolo. I want Garoppolo, or I want Mahomes. I want that Chiefs. I want that rematch,
Bro, I want the Garoppolo Brady match, bro.
I do. I hear you.
That'll
See,
be the easiest Super Bowl on earth.
I want the Garoppolo Brady match, like the hardball brother match in the Super Bowl, and
that's like the number one defense versus the number one
the
eight
predecessor to the present.
Yeah,
take over and beat Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
that would just smooth off this entire season.
I got you, Nick. I'm with you on that.
I look, bro. I can't like I understand where you're coming from, Anthony, with Kansas City. But man, I want New England, man. I want Garoppolo versus Brady, Brady versus Garoppolo. You know, playing in San Francisco, the hometown, the home love of Tom Brady, the San Francisco 49ers.
That's not gonna be in Miami, bro.
His ass. Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying the San Francisco 49ers, because Brady was a fan of San Francisco.
Oh, got you.
So Nick wants who now?
He wants Patriots, Brady Garoppolo. I want Jackson and Garoppolo, and Nick wants Garoppolo and Mahomes.
Anthony, who you want, bro?
I mean, Anthony wants Garoppolo and Mahomes.
Niners Chiefs. I want Garoppolo to get that rematch, bro.
Chiefs, Patriots, and you want Ravens, huh?
Yeah.
Chiefs, Niners.
Who you want?
You know, a part of me wants to go against the team
here it comes.
earlier. No, I don't have a real answer. I'll be honest.
I love Anthony, bro.
I honestly, I don't have a real answer. I would like to get a revenge game. Harbaugh couldn't beat the Ravens, so a part of me wants to say, hey, we're better than them. I want us to go up against the Harbaugh Ravens again, and I want us to win that game. A part of me would like to see the storyline. You know how after the Super Bowl they released the CD with the story of the teams, right?
Yeah.
Imagine what they're gonna write for Garoppolo against Tom Brady in the final Super Bowl of Tom Brady's career.
I think
you
this
know
would
what I'm
be his
saying.
last one. Yeah, that would be
That would be a hell of a thing. But I don't know how it's gonna play out, man. I really, really don't know how it's gonna play out. I'm gonna tell you all the truth, and I said it earlier. Those Titans are scary right now, man. Those Titans are playing
I knew it.
football right now, bro. It's not that I want it. I can see the Titans right now are the 2011 Giants, bro. They really, really are.
If you take away Derrick Henry, the Titans don't win.
Yeah, but you can't do that. He's there.
But you can do that.
But look, listen.
He's there, bro.
I'm just saying. You game plan for Derrick Henry, and you're golden. Like that's their setup game, Mike. They run with him. It allows Ryan.
I get it, bro. I got him in fantasy. I know. 211 yards today, bro.
You're welcome.
I'm
3
there.
touchdowns. I
Hey,
know.
that's just the craziest cycle of life. I mean, Patriots lose, they're the 3 seed. Now they gotta play their home game against Tannehill.
Which is
And
very
I mean,
close team. Which
the
is
ultimate circle, bro. Tannehill used to play against the Patriots all the time in Miami, and it's amazing how it's all just coming back now.
it's
Sir.
even bigger than that, Anthony. It's even bigger than that. It's
Look.
Mike Vrabel against Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that too.
Exactly, man.
And Bill Belichick, if I'm not mistaken, is 0 for 1. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think Bill Belichick lost to Mike Vrabel and gave him a win. Not gave him a win, but the loss to him earlier, like maybe last year or something like that.
But guys, listen to this situation. Listen.
Break it down, Nick.
The Niners could play the Packers, right?
Yes,
Aaron
sir.
Rodgers. Hold on. To get to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, a pissed off player who wasn't drafted by the San Francisco 49ers.
Funky with it, Nick.
Talking about how we should have drafted Aaron Rodgers or we wouldn't be in this situation.
They're going to regret not drafting me. Talk your
Jimmy
shit.
Garoppolo comes through and beats the Green Bay Packers.
Come
Then
on.
we move on to the Super Bowl to play the Bill Belichick and the Tom Brady New England Patriots, who Bill Belichick didn't want to get rid of, but Robert Kraft wanted to get rid of and didn't want to get rid of Tom Brady to set up the future line of Jimmy Garoppolo being the reigning Super Bowl champion, MVP of the New England Patriots, San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl, and the Niners win the quest for 6, beating the two quarterbacks who weren't drafted by the San Francisco 49ers and still overcome both of them to be the 2019 Super Bowl champions and still on the top for a second round pick and $137.5 million quarterback. That's the only way that it should play out.
The story is going to be incredible no matter how you write it, baby. I love it, Nick. I love it, man.
You guys want to know? You guys want to know something kind of crazy? And you guys can laugh at me all you want, but I think it's kind of crazy. If they really let go of Beathard and Mullins walks for a better contract, I think Tom Brady's gonna back up Garoppolo next season.
Nah,
that's my craziest hot take. I've been
that,
long, you guys.
That ain't never going to happen.
It's like, bro, Brady gets his chance to be a Niner. He gets to chill and get another free ring next season.
Brady has been taking discount double checks for his whole career. That motherfucker want to get some money, and he's gonna go to a team. If the Patriots aren't building for him, he's gonna go to a team that's pretty much set up, and he just got to get the ball out too. I think Brady is done in New England.
I think somebody picks up Phillip Rivers before they pick up Tom Brady next year.
You think so?
Oh, no.
Phillip Rivers is just
before Rivers for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, Phillip Rivers is just as bad, and Phillip Rivers had weapons. So
but he's younger. He's younger and not retired. I don't think Tom Brady comes back to the league next year.
He's 3 years younger than Tom Brady, bro. And Phillip Rivers has had Keenan Allen and a bunch of weapons, and he's Mike Williams, and he's Henry, and still can't get stuff done.
Look, I'm not saying that he's not worse. I'm just saying I think Tom Brady's done after this year. I think
it's all up to Giselle. That's
I don't think Tom Brady plays in the league after next year if they don't win a Super Bowl.
You married, I'm married. I know what you're saying over there. I heard you say it's up to Giselle.
And that's why I'm trying to say that the San Francisco, everybody's saying, well, the New England Patriots got beat by the Dolphins today. You can never count Bill Belichick and his coaching out in the playoffs. Right?
You'd be an idiot if you did.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they just lost to the Dolphins. Yes, their seeding got a little messed up, but you can never count the New England Patriots out of the playoff.
If you think this Dolphins win meant something tonight to the Patriots, let me tell y'all something. They beat the Dolphins by over 40 points before. Don't sit here and be stupid. One game does not define the season. I've been saying it all night long, man. Somebody came at me on Twitter saying that this game right here is going to define the 49ers season. No, the hell it does not. And I'm saying that after we won. This game did not define the 49ers season. Whether we won or we lost, the 49ers had already played 15 really good games before tonight. One game does not define the season, bro. They blew the Miami Dolphins out the water the first time they played. And they beat them by what? 49? 48. What they put up on them? It was like 42-0 or some shit like that. They blew them out the first time they played the Dolphins, man. Don't come in here with that nonsense, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man.
Hey, man, let's get to my man, Uran.
Yeah, we got to talk about
Uran
your
E,
appreciate you, man.
Dude.
49ers since the 1980s. Shan's culture won this game. The spiritually are bringing us 49ers faith together. Golden love. We appreciate you, man, here from Nothing But Niners, baby. Yo, all we try to do is find a way to be positive and remain faithful, man. We call it like we see it, man. We all got our different personalities. We bring it to the table, and this is what you get, man. A good old big old melting pot of 49ers faithful football, man. Go ahead, Mike.
And Ron, you see this bottle right here? This is from my mother. This bottle right here is from my mom. This bottle right here is from Miss Debbie. When the 49ers win the Super Bowl, we popping all of them, bro. We popping all the bottles, man.
Pop champagne, oh!
Hey.
Pop champagne, oh!
Let's go, baby.
No, nothing about that.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna chill. I'm sorry. I don't want to get too hyped right now.
One game at a time, fellas. One game at a time.
One game at a time, baby.
I'll be
Free.
One game at a time, baby.
All I'm gonna say is this though: there's not a team in the NFC that want to come to Santa Clara. Not a single one of them. Not one of them.
Can I give a huge shout out to the Nothing But Niners faithful out here, man? We have been 400 strong, and we've been on here for like 2.5 hours, bro. And they are in here chatting up
because they hype, Wayne. They hype, bro. Yo, let's go, man. They hype, bro.
Listen,
yo, we are 13-3, the number 1 seed in the NFC, man. Come on, bro.
One. Hey,
come on, bro.
One.
I'm gonna ask all 3 of y'all. We got 3 losses. I'm asking all 3 of y'all. Y'all pick whatever order y'all want. Which one of the 3 losses do you think the Niners could have won? Nick, you go first.
Well, that's tough because
go breezy.
I think we could. Okay, go ahead.
They could have won all 3.
Yeah, but pick one.
But if I were to have to go with one specific game that I think we definitely should have won, damn, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think that's one game that we could have won and would have silenced a lot of the critics.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Obviously, we could have won the other 2 as well. We could have won the Seattle game with the kid and having Robbie Gold.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stick to your Ravens game.
I'm going with the Ravens game.
All right, Anthony, man. Which one you think, man?
I'm going to say the Seahawks game, and all I'm going to say is I don't really care about the question, but I just want to hype up Dre Greenlaw, bro. Dre Greenlaw owns Seattle. Bro, I know we didn't win against Seattle, but he had that pick in OT against Wilson. Oh, that pick was filthy. I was like, one hand, ooh. And then the game-winning tackle tonight.
Let's go, Dre!
I just have to hype up Dre Greenlaw, you guys. Dre Greenlaw deserves all the love. I love Greenlaw.
Dre Greenlaw is the Seahawks killer, baby. Let's go.
He's the Seahawks killer. That's how it is. He got the big pick and he got the big tackle. But the Seahawks game, and because of Greenlaw's pick, they should have capitalized off that pick, and that should have been the win. And then obviously McLaughlin missed the
field goal should have went in, bro. We did what we had to do. I feel you, Anthony. I feel you. Bro.
I just wanted to use my time to hype up Jay Greenlaw. He deserves all the hype.
Let's go. Let's go. Breezy, it's on you, bro. Which one of the 3 losses should we have won?
Hey, man, I'm going with that Atlanta Falcons game, man. See, people thought that game was supposed to be a piece of cake. Atlanta Falcons, they're not playing for nothing. Blase, blah, 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 whatever. And they come out and they contending, right? And I just think that in that particular game, your boy, your coaches, whatsoever, just was calling it a little bit fair. They were a little fair weather on the calls, man. They weren't really drawing plays to try to utilize the skill sets that the 49ers had. I felt like they could have put 50 plus up on them cats, and they chose to just fall back and wait for the big bang game, which was tonight, which you saw them all come out dressed and suited up, ready for war. I felt like that game right there, we would have had 2 losses, man. we won that game, we would have had 2 losses. We would have had the same record as the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL and been tied with the best record in the NFL. And we just couldn't. And we put more pressure on ourselves and losing that game, right? They go out and win that game, just a lot of less pressure as far as what they got to do. I felt like that Atlanta Falcons game, they should have won, they could have won, but they didn't.
Bro, the beauty in what y'all just said is that we could have won all 3 of these games. We didn't get blown out in a single loss this year. Not one loss that the 49ers endure was a blowout. Not one loss was a multi-score game, bro. Not a single one of them, bro. Think about that for a second. The Niners didn't lose a single game by 8 or more points. Not one of them, man. Not one. If what you said, right? You sitting here and you talking about that Falcons game. If they had to just tackled him 3 feet early, 2 feet earlier.
Inches, Mike. Inches
earlier, bro.
Inches, bro. 6 inches, bro.
If he wasn't as tall as he was, bro, because he had the ball up here, he leaned back and he got it. If he wasn't as tall as he was, bro, the Niners win that game the way they won this game, right? And then you look at what Anthony said, right? What did Anthony say?
Dre Greenlaw, bro.
Anthony said that if Chase McLaughlin had made that kick, right? It wasn't blocked, it wasn't tipped. It was a young man's nerves, right? Yeah. If we had Robbie Golden there, that game was in the bag. And what did Nick say? Huh? That Falcons game, right?
Nah, Nick called the other game. I picked the Falcons game.
Oh, my bad. Nick said the Seahawks game.
Baltimore game. He felt like that was the game. And it was a great game.
Alcohol setting in on me. I forgot. I fucked up.
I'm feeling nice too.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. I've been guzzling over here. Come on.
So you said it was the Falcons game.
No, I said it was the Ravens game.
God damn, I fucked up again. Look at me. All right, I'm gonna shut up and sit. Right? But Nick said it was the Ravens game, right? The Ravens game was this close to being won, bro. This close to being won. Hey, yo, we were, listen to me. You combine all the yards in all those games, right? All 3 of those losses. The 49ers were a grand total of 12 yards away from being 16-0, bro. Come on, y'all. We got a team right here, bro. We have a team.
12 points, not 12 yards.
Oh, no, I'm saying yards. I said it for a reason. I said yards for a reason. It's a game of inches. We talking yards now. We were that close to being undefeated this year, bro. We are the best team in the NFL. I don't care about that 14-2 record over there. I don't care about that. I promise you this. Sunshine came in. That's a whole different game. If the weather wasn't bad in that Ravens game, it's a whole different game, bro. It's a whole different game. It's a complete man. Look, I'm gonna shut up, man. But
I'm just gonna shut up.
Shut up, but man, look. Let me change that to black. Go ahead, Nick. You talk, bro.
Bro, I straight do have the munchies. I'm not even gonna lie.
Because you guzzle that alcohol, bro. You got your body is like, oh, I need something else.
That in my pen, bro.
Oh, Nick over there puffing. Okay.
So look, I did say the Ravens game, and like you said, we were 2 field goals away and a touchdown away from being 16-0. Whether you want to call that yards, inches, whatever it may be. Tonight, there were some, obviously some controversial calls, both sides of the football. But the biggest thing about this was we overcame it. And I think that we get, like I said earlier, I think we got that overcoming to be able to overcome in that Pittsburgh game. I really think that was a turning point in the season. And I understand what you guys are all saying. But for me, man, it's definitely got to be the Pittsburgh game because of the fact that 5 turnovers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And still being able to pull that game out with injuries, and then you can go through the rest of the season. The injuries, and it goes back to what I was saying. I didn't want to be undefeated. I wanted us to lose these tight games because I felt like it built more character
Yes,
and
sir.
more loyalty to these players.
Yes, sir.
And I said that in the beginning of the season where we were talking about, well, why not go undefeated? Well, the reason to not go undefeated is you need to learn how to lose as well as you need to learn how to win. And when you lose tough games and tight games, you become more of one because you depend on that and say, we're not going to let that happen. We look at last year, right? And you hear players quote this all the time. You hear DeForest Buckner say, for some reason last year we learned how to lose tight games. But for this year, we've turned the corner and we've learned how to win those type of games. And that's the difference in this year.
And
now, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you're absolutely right, Nick. Look, bro, think about it this way, right? The first loss came down to a missed field goal. All right, we're going to shake that off. We missed that field goal. They got the ball back. They got their field goal. Okay, cool. Move on to the next loss, right? And what happened? It was the same story.
Same story.
And then you move on, and then what happened? Hey, look, if we had made that tackle, what did we do tonight? Same exact situation. Goal line, they're right there. What happened? Tonight, we made the tackle. Tonight, we made the tackle that we didn't make against the Falcons, right? Come on, bro. This team is learning. They're adapting, and they're getting better week by week. We are taking on adversity head first, and we are overcoming adversity, bro. This
Mike,
team is ready, man.
It goes back to the thing that you're saying, Mike, and it's you learn from your mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. You learn in bigger situations from the time that you were in that big situation and you didn't overcome it. And tonight, we saw it. We saw Kyle Shanahan. He said, I'm done with Ahkello Witherspoon. I don't care what they do with Emmanuel Mosley, but I'm going to make the change, right? So not only from the player perspective, as in I have to be able to make this stop, you've seen it from the head coach. Take those balls and say, I'm going to ride with this. Whether we win or lose, I'm going to make this decision, and I'm going to make this decision now. We've seen it with Dante Pettis.
Executive.
Starting, right. We've seen that executive decision. We've seen, Dante Pettis getting benched and not really playing. We've seen Marquise Goodwin being healthy and not playing. We've seen Jordan Matthews coming in here and being inactive.
Every single game.
We've seen Daniel Brunskill taking over for an injured Mike McGlinchey, and then moving into, other positions. You see Ben Garland coming in.
Come on, Nick.
You see Mike Person being actually not an inactive today, but not starting. You see these coaches and executive decisions to make this team better. We've seen it. We started to see it when Joe Williams was cut with this team and saying, we've seen it with Malcolm Smith being cut, no matter how much money he was making. We've seen it, right? So a lot of this credit has to go to Kyle Shanahan as well, not only for coaching and play calling, but the executive decisions that he's making, right? We've seen it with Marcel Harris, Richard Sherman, Jaquiski Tart, Tavarius Moore was playing lights out other than his angles. We saw Jimmy Ward come back and play. We've seen Jason Verrett come out and get played, right? You see that the benching of Ahkello Witherspoon tonight because he wasn't playing good. I don't care if we lose or we win. I'm making this change. You see Zettel come in, a pickup from Zettel, who had a lot of pressures tonight, who played well. You've seen DeMontre Moore come back, obviously an injury. You've seen Ronald Blair playing as much as he did, obviously an injury to take him back. You see Dee Ford get injured and come back, who was gave up a second-round pick for. These executive decisions, we all bitched, including myself, when we drafted Deebo Samuel, right? And because I wanted A.J. Brown. I was wrong on that. Deebo Samuel is a better fit for this Kyle Shanahan scheme, right? So overall, we have to give credit not only to Jed York, like we said earlier, for bringing Kyle Shanahan and a GM who had no experience as a football operations manager in the game of the NFL. Yes, he was a player, but bringing John Lynch in, and it's, oh shit, we're 2-14. Oh shit, we're 4-12. Oh shit, we're 13 and motherfucker
13-3, baby.
This doesn't just come down.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Let me ask you, how many games have you seen Jimmy Ward get injured and come back in and finish the game, bro?
Wait a minute, because it's been like 3 or 4. No. It's been 3 or 4 games he got dinged up. And you know what he did, Mike? He came back. He said,
you telling me Jimmy Ward hobbled off the field 3 times this year?
Absolutely, he did. He got banged up in a few games. I can't recall him right off the top of the dome.
And the biggest one, Niner by Nature just reminded me, the biggest one is Raheem Mostert.
Come on, bro.
I need a snack.
Nick, say something about Raheem Mostert positive, Nick. Say it.
Raheem Mostert is the best running back on this team right now.
Let's go, Nick. Come on.
Look, let me go on .com and see if they got a jersey for Mostert.
Let's go, Nick. Come on.
We signed him for 3 years, right, Nick and Mike? We got
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nick, go ahead, Nick.
Raheem Mostert is the best running back on this team. And not only, you got to notice, we all get mad that Raheem Mostert's not starting the game, but you got to understand where Kyle Shanahan's coming from. He starts them off with a Tevin Coleman. He brings in a Raheem Mostert, a Matt Breida, combination.
Williams.
At the end of the game, it's Raheem Mostert finishing the game. The freshest, the fastest, the most explosive running back in the third, late in the second, in the third, late in the fourth, who's running that football, right? And then you spice in just a little bit of Breida, a little bit of Coleman. And like I said on the show earlier, these 3 backs are similar in certain ways. Tevin Coleman is good on the outside. Raheem Mostert is good on the outside and the inside and is the only running back that we have that will break tackles. Tevin Coleman doesn't break tackles. Matt Breida can run between tackles, but he goes down a lot easier than a Raheem Mostert would. You bring in a Jeff Wilson Jr., who's that power back. He's gonna try to run you over. So no matter how we look at it, these are all coaches and executive decisions, right? Sir. So we need to give the love to Kyle Shanahan as in how he's turned this team around. And another one, Lewis says, Kevin Givens, bringing Kevin Givens up today.
Yes, sir.
He's been the scout team MVP for 2 weeks in a row. He got his opportunity tonight. He played well tonight. He may not have a sack. He may not have,
they held that mother.
You know why he didn't have a sack? Hold up, Mike. Why didn't he have a sack, Mike? Tell him why.
Because they held him all night long, baby.
They had him in a chokehold.
They held him all night long, baby. Y'all know why he ain't getting nothing on the books. Come on, man.
Look, guys, no matter how the season ends, and I don't think it's going to end badly. I really think the Niners are going to win a Super Bowl this year. And that's being dead honest. That's not being homerish. I just think that the energy level that we have and the commitment that we have to each other, as well as our front office, CJ Beathard, is a boost for this team, right? We have all those things. Raheem playing really well. Jimmy Garoppolo coming into his own. Mike, you've been calling this for 3 years. Matt Ryan wasn't Matt Ryan until after the second full year in Kyle Shanahan's system.
Talk your shit, Nick.
We talked about this. So now, you get Jimmy Garoppolo in his first year, full year.
Turn that corner,
right? We go into Seattle and we beat Seattle. I don't want to say destroy. We beat Seattle in Seattle at CenturyLink Field. A boost, right? You got guys who come in and play for backup players come in, a boost. You got guys like Quan Alexander who on the sideline give this boost. You got guys like Kyle Shanahan who's not afraid to bench somebody because it makes the team better or puts them in a better position to win, is a boost. No matter how you look at it. Like you said earlier, Mike, you said Kyle Shanahan on the sideline, or Ahkello Witherspoon on the sideline didn't look like he was mad. You think that he was still supporting Emmanuel Mosley, and that's big, right? Jimmy G playing the way that he's playing. Raheem must start. Mostert is playing well. The tackles, Joe Staley, a lot of people were saying Joe Staley's done. Joe Staley's done. Sit him. Let Justin School play. Joe Staley has come back and has proven and cried tonight. Cried emotionally because of where this team is at right now. If there's anybody on this team, Joe Staley deserves a Super Bowl ring, no matter who else is on this team. And we can all say, whether you want to say sit him, whether you want to say start him, whatever it may be, this team is just destined for a good finish and the start of a new dynasty.
Yeah, man.
No matter how you look at it. No matter how you look at it.
I just want to read a couple of these, Nick, and you're so spot on, man. Shout out to Deporte Finest. Appreciate you guys. Ben from South Jersey. All I hear is Eagles F.
Jersey.
It's nice to
Jersey in the house.
Be here with the greatest fans in the universe, the Niner Empire. Man, when the faithful was on, man, the faithful was on, bro. And right now it's our time to shine.
Let's go, faithful. Let's go.
To get into. Money just gave me a second sermon today, man. That's what's up, Terradome, man. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, y'all go to church, y'all get your first sermon, right? Let the pastor feed your soul. Right now, we're gonna feed your body, bro. Come on, man. You gotta feel what we talking about. Come on, Terradome. That's twice for Terradome tonight. That's Terradome tonight.
Guys, you know what we haven't talked about, man, because we're still binging on the success of this game, right?
Break it down, bro.
Can you guys imagine the mother freaking game plan Kyle's going to draw up?
Break it down, bro, with 2 weeks.
For whoever is
2 weeks.
For whoever's coming into Levi.
He's planning for everybody right now. 2 weeks. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
It's gonna be some George Jesse crazy.
Hey, right now, Kyle, the only team Kyle Shanahan is not playing for right now is the Saints. Because no matter how it breaks down, the Niners won't play the Saints.
Right? Unless it's NFC Championship.
Yep. No, I'm talking about our next game.
Oh, yeah, correct.
They ain't playing for the Saints. No matter how it breaks down, it's the only team he's not playing for. You got to play for the Vikings. You got to play for the Seahawks. You got to play
the Eagles. Correct.
He's not playing for the Saints right now.
Correct. That is correct.
You're not playing for the Seahawks or the Packers.
Correct.
You mean Saints or Packers?
Saints or Packers.
That's what I meant. Saints or Packers. My bad.
That gold bar setting in on Nick. That was that gold bar setting in on Nick.
It's been a long time, yo.
It's one or the other, bro.
Nah,
it's
you know
the other.
Nick must have added. Nick added water to his stuff because it took him a minute. He was guzzling that junk like it was H2O.
Nah, dude, I'm shotted out tonight, man. I'm shotted out tonight.
3.
But it's probably definitely this. Like it's probably definitely that. But listen, YG2K16. I ran out of pumps in my inhaler because of this game worth my asthma attack.
I'm too loud.
Bro, I hope you're okay. I hope you're breathing good right now. I saw that. I want to do this real quick too, because not only big shout out to the faithful who watched this game, who didn't falter tonight, but big shout out to the faithful in Seattle, bro. Because there was one screen that I saw that it was all red.
Woo!
All red. Big shout out to them, man. Huge shout out to the faithful tonight. Like I said, big shout out to Terradome for the $25 or $24.99 donation as well.
Man. Hey, huge shout out to the NFL Network because all I'm seeing is highlights from this game, bro. Like it's like replay instant, back to back to back to back. Then they throw in a little bit of crap, and then back to this. Like Deion Sanders is like losing his mind because he said, "I told y'all this defense. I told y'all the defense. I tried to tell y'all the defense. You know what I'm saying?" And I've tweeted out that the defense will win this game. And look what happened.
Mike, we got to get it real quick, man. You got to shake them dreads on this win, yo.
Huh?
You got to shake them dreads on this win, yo. That's my homie Niner by nature, man. I'm still trying to get him on.
I'm done. My wife just came out. Yeah, all right. Dreads going away. My wife just came out and yelled at me. I gotta put the dreads away.
All right, we going home soon.
No, I ain't gotta go. The dreads gotta go. That's all.
Got you.
Look, it's 3 a.m. here on the East Coast, and I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, no.
So, all right, Mark Espinoza, big supporter here.
Serious question. Here we go, Mark. What's up?
Says, serious question. Are you guys concerned about Salah leaving due to the success of our defense?
Nope.
Not at all, man. If Salah leaves, there are plenty of guys who probably can be their defensive coordinator. No shot to Salah. If he does choose to go on to become a defensive coordinator, much success to him, or a head coach, much success to him elsewhere. My bad. And I think that the 49ers find a way to prevail.
You know, I was worried about Salah leaving until I realized that Wade Phillips can be available next year, which is kind of asinine to me, right? If you guys have been following us for the 3 years we've been on the air,
That's your guy.
I wanted Wade Phillips for the last 2 years, right? I can't believe the Rams are going to let him go, but if they do, there's answers out there. You know, I'm not sure. A lot of people have tied Robert Saleh to the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I don't think that's going to be the case because Jacksonville has the same exact defensive plan as what Robert Saleh came from. So why make him the head coach when what you have in place already is the same exact defensive scheme? Now, people are going to say, oh, it's more than just this guy and that guy because he brings his own tweaks, but I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done yelling, I promise. But I don't understand how I'm getting it, y'all. Y'all can't see it. I'm getting it. But I just don't. Robert Saleh to Jacksonville doesn't fit. What other openings are there going to be? There's going to be Cleveland, right? And I think Robert Saleh is smart enough to know you don't want to go to Cleveland because if you don't get it done in year one, they're going to let you go.
Yeah, Cleveland needs a vet, man. They need to get McCarthy or
Now, let me tell y'all,
Ron Rivera or something.
I think there's a combination right there. I think Cleveland should pick McCarthy as a head coach and Ron Rivera
as a coordinator.
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
that would be crazy.
Cleveland will be dangerous as F if they pick him up.
The only question is, would Ron Rivera go back to being a DC right now?
Yeah. No, that's dangerous right there. But, I mean, Robert Saleh, what other teams are going to be getting rid of their head coach this year? It's not Miami, right? Miami kind of liked what they were doing at the end of this.
I don't think Miami will. I do agree with Wo Rang here. Giants probably with Pat Shurmur.
Yeah.
I don't think Robert Saleh is going to go there. I think Robert Saleh has proven right now that he needs good pass rushers. The Giants don't quite have that yet. So I'm not going to say there. What else?
You could even say maybe the Cowboys.
That's right.
No, because Robert Saleh's not a yes man. And Jerry Jones wants a yes man. He's not going to do that.
No, I was just saying that. I'm just saying coaches that will open.
Yeah, no, I get you. And you're absolutely right. That's another opening that's there. But I think Robert Saleh has a little bit too much pride to be a yes man. I don't think he's going to go in there and just do what they say.
How about what Mark
said? Real head coach.
What about what Mark said? How about the Panthers? They got pass rushers.
I can't argue against that. I can't argue against that. Panthers might be the spot for Robert Saleh. I don't think it's gonna be the Jaguars because they already have this defensive minded, philosophy is there already. Maybe the Panthers. That's it. If it's not the Panthers, then I think Robert Saleh is retained.
I got a question for you. If Robert Saleh does decide to become a head coach, do you think that the San Francisco 49ers designate their defensive coordinator from within the organization, or do they go out and get like a Wade Phillips, a Jack Del Rio, a guy that a Rex Ryan? I'm sure these guys want to get back into the NFL, bro. And can you imagine Rex Ryan with his defense?
All right, I'm gonna let Nick go first because I don't want to just take all the good answers. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm gonna tell you what could be a possibility. I think the Niners stay within, and whether that be Chris Kocurek or Joe Woods taking the defensive coordinator position. What about this? The Redskins fired their head coach. Would you bring back a Jim Tomsula for the defensive line if Chris Kocurek became the defensive coordinator?
No.
Okay.
No,
would you?
No, wait. Let me tell you why I say no. I think Kocurek wants to continue to teach that. He brought a different fire to the defensive line, right? I don't think that he would want to let that go. That in particular, if Jim Tomsula was a secondary coach, I could see it happening, but not defensive line in particular. I think Kocurek wants to leave his imprint on that portion of the game. because that portion of the game is what's been the biggest boost for the 49ers defense all year long. We talked about that multiple times throughout the season. So I don't think Kosaric is willing to let that part in particular go. So no.
And I'm just saying, if Chris Kosaric takes the defensive coordinator position,
right? No, I get you, but
so
I just don't think so. That's a really good question, though. I don't think he lets that one.
And I don't think it would happen, but I'm just saying there is a chance that he is a free agent type coach because of the fact that Washington is going to hire a new coach. And obviously Ron Rivera, if he takes that job or whoever takes that job, is going to bring in their own guy, right? Tom Sula is in Washington, so it benefits if that opening opens up. Now, you're not going to take a Wade Phillips for a defensive line coach, right? You're going to take Wade Phillips as a defensive coordinator.
No matter where.
So that's what I'm saying. So let me ask you this question. If the Redskins hire Ron Rivera and they do not bring back Jim Tom Sula, who would you bring in as a defensive line coach that you could think of off the top of your head? Now, we all know we can say no to Jim Tom Sula, but Jim Tom Sula was a good defensive line coach.
Is not what
he wasn't a good defensive coordinator. He wasn't a good head coach, but defensive line wise, he was a very good coach. So with that possibility, if you don't bring in, Salah leaves, let's just say he takes a head coaching position somewhere. They promote Chris Kosaric to defensive coordinator and keep Joe Woods as the secondary coach, and then who would you bring in that situation to take over the defensive line coach?
Is there another guy that they could point within the organization that's already familiar with the guys?
Lane Kiffin?
Yeah. I mean, the question is, do you really want to bring in someone that's unfamiliar when it's the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? It's kind of like, do you really want to bring in something that's not familiar with this group of guys? Because this group of guys are playing for one another because of the coaches.
Right, but Wayne, you got to remember, that's why I said if Salah definitely leaves, you're forced to make a move. Okay, so if you're forced to make that move of Chris Kosaric being
to move up to the DC,
the defensive coordinator,
I think Kosaric brings in a guy. Or what about Marcel? What's their linebackers coach? I mean, there's these guys I feel like that are on this team that Kosaric would. How about we let Kosaric pick his guy? I think that's what it comes down to.
Right, but that's what I'm asking you. Who do you think that guy would be? Like, just taking this is a hypothetical question, right? Obviously, we don't know if Robert Saleh's leaving. We don't know if Chris Kosaric would be the one who's promoted. But I'm just giving you a scenario, as in, who do you think it would be? It's a hypothetical question, so it's just your thought on who you would to do, right?
See, I mean, personally though, Nick, I would keep it where it is, and I would bring in a coordinator that is going to be able to work with what I got. I think the one thing that Kyle Shanahan wants is everybody to gel together, to work together as one. And I think Kyle brings in a guy. I don't think Kyle brings in a guy that he feels like can't work with Kosaric. Kosaric is great at the line stuff. Do we promote him to something that we've never seen him do before, or do we bring in a guy? Do we bring in a guy with experience? I don't know why the F I got the hiccups, but I got the hiccups. So
it's that gold bar hiccup, bro.
So if you hear me like, all right, it's just me with the hiccups. I personally think that we keep it where it is, and you bring in a guy that has experience with being a DC man. At this point, that's what you want. And if he has head coach experience, they could bring in some good old veteranship. And that, I say you bring that in there, man, because that is something. No shot to Salah, but it is what it is. If he chooses to go on and do his thing, you got to bring in somebody not new, somebody that knows the game, that knows the X's and O's, that knows the ins and outs.
But
what?
But that's why I'm saying Chris Kosaric has been a defensive coordinator Robert Woods has been a defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And they're in system and they know this system. So promoting within for a defensive coordinator, I think, is pretty much a shoo-in, in my opinion. It would just be filling that defensive line position as a coordinator. Now, people are saying, our linebackers coach, what's his name?
The linebacker.
Yeah. I'm having a brain fart.
The dude from the Texans, right?
From the Eagles.
Yeah, from the Eagles. The linebacker.
Played with the Texans.
DeMeco Ryans, bro.
DeMeco Ryans. That's it.
He played with the Texans.
Yeah, I was having a brain fart there for a second. But you have DeMeco Ryans, people are saying, and I wouldn't bring in another coordinator position coach to do this. I would bring in somebody, and like I said, that could be like a Kiffin guy who's been working with this defensive line, and it's a promotion within because you're still keeping that core together, right? Now, obviously, if Robert Saleh leaves and you bring in a Wade Phillips, there could be changes there. There could be changes at the defensive line. There could be changes as a secondary coach. It would be stupid, in my opinion, if there were changes because, these guys have been with this team forever, for this year. So now if you flip it to the other side and Woods is promoted as a defensive coordinator, obviously you need a secondary coach and your defensive line coach would probably stay the same, right? So then it gets a little more tricky. So, but you know what? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. All these are hypotheticals. I really don't think Robert Saleh goes anywhere after this year, to be honest with you, because I think if he does, I think he'll be one season done as a head coach. I think he's going to want to get more on his resume and an opportunity to possibly win, if we win this year, a second Super Bowl, or if we don't win this year, his first Super Bowl. So that's my point on it. You can bring in a guy like Rex Ryan. You can bring in a guy like Wade Phillips. You could bring in a guy and promote with Chris Kosaric. But I really don't foresee Robert Saleh taking a head coach position this year. There's going to be talks about it. And, you got to also think of other coaches that may be coming out. You may have Harbaugh coming back out of college, who may take like a job like the Cleveland Browns or something like that. Obviously I'm not getting into all that yet because we still have a lot of season left with 3 games. We say it's not a lot, but it's still a lot. But we'll start finding out, starting this Monday. Tomorrow's, Maniac Monday. You're going to hear all these firings. You're going to hear all the people being looked at and things like that. So to me, I don't think that this is going to proceed into anything else other than possibly at worst a promotion within and maybe a hire on the outside. But that's just me.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. I think they do they do stay within the organization and they find a way to keep it going. It's what the players have, it's what the players know. And like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and they'll figure out a way to make it work. You're muted.
Mike, you're muted.
I got you.
I think that if the Niners move on from Saleh and they promote Kosaric, then they look for another defensive line coach that is well established, another defensive line coach that has been a head coach before, someone who has a lot of gusto, because what you can't do is give Kosaric an opportunity to be a DC and then bring in some shell of a defensive line coach, right? So maybe a guy like Romeo Crennel. He's not working with anybody right now. You know who he is?
Yeah, I know who he is.
No, absolutely.
He's defensive coordinator. You're making a face, but
I just don't like Romeo Crennel. That's why I was just like, oh.
I don't like him as a defensive coordinator, but as a defensive line coach, he was the man before. That's how he earned his defensive coordinator stripes. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's something like that. Someone who is established. Crennel, maybe a Leslie Frazier. These are the kind of guys that you want to see come back. When I say back, I mean taking step down taking steps down from DC to back to position coach. I know you made a face, but when he was with the Texans as a defensive line coach, he was a freaking man. He made J.J. Watt who he is today. You can shake your head, you can scoff at it and all that, but Romeo Crennel is the man when it comes to defensive line coaching. And so I think it's going to take someone like that to make Chris Kosuric confident, and I don't need to harp on or focus on this group, and I can focus on being a defensive coordinator. I don't know if Kosuric has any experience in the secondary at all, and that's why he would want to focus on someone like a Romeo Crennel. So I don't know. It's just my I don't know. It's my opinion. I could be way off. You guys can laugh at me. Screw y'all.
No, I wasn't laughing at your pick. I was just I'm not a big fan of Romeo Crennel, like anytime as in the NFL. And that's the only reason I made that face. And it's not for your pick. It's just for the person it is.
Look at Crennel in Houston, though. He did a really, really good job, bro.
He did. He did. But I think there's better candidates that can do a better job than Romeo Crennel.
Who?
What do you mean as who? I would go with
D-line coaches. Not you didn't ask about secondary coaches. You didn't ask about linebacker coaches. You asked about D-line coaches. So
okay, so I was talking about defensive coordinator positions. So my fault. I misunderstood what you were saying there.
You asked me about who would be a D-line coach.
Yeah.
Third got promoted. So I'm looking at good defensive line coaches. There's not a lot of them out there that are good enough to make, in my opinion, Kosuric comfortable with saying, all right, I'm going to get promoted. I want you to be down here. Like Leslie Frazier is a DB coach. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm looking at guys who were good enough at their position group who got promoted. You were so good at your position group, you got promoted to DC. Romeo Crennel is the guy, in my opinion. I don't know who else there is. You laughing? All right.
Because Tim said he's 72 years old.
I don't care. How old is Wade Phillips?
It was like 82.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
How old is
I think I get what you're saying, because isn't that the year that the Texans signed Vince Wilfork, and then they had J.J. Watt. They were a problem on the line, and they drafted Davian Clowney.
That's like the year that Vince Wilfork showed up in a jumper suit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No shirt underneath. With no shirt underneath. Come on, man. That was
so funny.
Line. Like, I know y'all want to laugh at me and shit, but like, I'm just trying to answer the question honestly. Nick asked a question, I'm trying to answer it. That's all.
No, we're not laughing at you in general. I'm just saying, like, I'm not a big fan of Romeo Crennel. And that's like I said, it's nothing against your pick. It's nothing against who it is. Well, it is against who it is, because I'm just not a big fan of him. Like, he's been out of the league. Where's he at now?
I don't care.
I'd rather have a guy like as a defensive line coach, like maybe like I would probably rather have Jim Tomsula over him. I'd rather probably have a guy like Jim Schwartz if he leaves Philadelphia.
Jim Schwartz never did defensive line. Where you get that from?
I believe he did.
I'm wrong. I don't know. Let me double check. I don't think Jim Schwartz ever was a defensive line, but I could be wrong.
I believe that he was, but like I said, I could be wrong as well. Let me think. I'm trying to think of where he was.
All right, so Jim Schwartz was. Oh, it's loading. Never mind. Go ahead, Nick. You good?
Like I said, I could be wrong, but I could have swore that he was a defensive line coach. But like I said, Jim Tomsula, there's guys that can, just defensive minded coaches who I think could coach defensive line and still use an assistant like Kiffin, Chris Kiffin. I said Lane Kiffin earlier. Chris Kiffin is the younger one, right? Yeah, Chris Kiffin. Mm-hmm. Lane Kiffin's in college, correct? Eating crow. Eating crow. But yeah. So like I said, I think there's a lot better options than Romeo Crennel out there. But hey,
We can figure all this out later, man. I mean, look.
The best part about it all is
This out later, man. I mean, look.
the best part about it all is hoping Salah stays here and we just continue to develop.
Yes, sir. That's what I was going to say. We can keep this entire coaching staff together. We don't know what's going to happen. We might be absolutely fine.
Agree.
You know?
Agree.
All right. So I got Jim Schwartz's Wikipedia pulled up here, and he has been as a coach, linebackers coach, secondary coach, linebackers coach, again, secondary coach again, personnel scout, outside linebackers coach, defensive assistant, linebackers coach, defensive coordinator, head coach, defensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator. He's never been a defensive line coach.
All right, so he coached the linebackers.
Right. So
I just remember him being something on defense other than the coordinator.
I also could be wrong about Romeo Crennel. Let me see. Maybe I could be wrong.
Because I thought he was the overall.
He could have been a defensive coordinator for the Texans. I might be wrong. I thought he got promoted one year, so I thought he was a defensive line coach. I could be way off.
You talking about Cornell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was the coordinator. Yeah.
But he was never a defensive line coach for the Texans?
I'm not sure if it was for the Texans, but I know he might have been defensive like he coach with the Patriots and the Browns and all them teams as well.
Yeah, no, I know he's been around, but I don't know if he's ever been
at some point in his life. He was a defensive line coach. He's 72.
Yo, that's fucked up, bro. Don't try to play my bro.
I'm just saying, at some point, he's definitely good with the players, and the players like him.
He was a defensive line coach from 1990 to 1992 for 3 seasons. He was reunited with Parcells as the head coach.
That's it?
Yeah.
He never went back to D-line before?
Nope, 1990 to 1992.
Is that for the Browns?
He was an assistant with the New York Giants. Cornell became the special teams coach for 7 seasons, 1983 to 1989. The defensive line coach for 3 seasons, 1990 to 1992. And in 1983, he was reunited with Parcells as the head coach. So.
Well, my bad, then.
Yeah, he was never a defensive line coach. But I said defensive line coach from 1990 to 1992, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That long ago.
Yeah, 1990 and 3 seasons, 1990 and 1992.
All right, my bad. What's up? That's on me.
Yo, what is Wayne?
It's Mike.
Did he leave?
Yes.
All right, so I guess we're gonna wrap this up. It's 3:15 in the morning here on the East Coast. I'm gonna take another shot and then I'm gonna pass out and go sleep.
I'm going to bed.
He said, I gotta go to the bathroom, and if I leave, I'm not coming back.
Oh, here he come. Wait. No, he doesn't.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He doesn't even say goodbye. He doesn't even say, yo, I'm out. He just says, yo, if I go to the bathroom, I'm never coming back.
There he is. The bathroom must have been closed. Oh, and Mike said, if I leave and go to take a piss, I'm not coming back.
Oh, you reading the private chat, bro? What's up, man?
We thought you were gone.
We thought you were
gone.
gone.
I wasn't gone. It was a mistake. I clicked the exit button by mistake, man. Come on, bro. I got the fucking doobie on. Don't put me out there no more than that.
Did you shake? Not more than twice, right?
Hey, if I get up, I'm not coming back. I'm telling y'all right now, and I really got to piss, bro. So what's up?
I know. Let's wrap this up. I'm good with that because I'm on a high right now. Ain't nobody taking me off this high for the next 2 weeks. But look, yo,
let's go.
Hold on, let me ask y'all this, man. Because as happy as I am for this bye week, right?
Hey, yo,
and
Tim Duncan.
It drove me nuts.
Fight me, bro.
It drove me nuts waiting for this Sunday night game coming this week. Now we gotta wait 2 weeks for Niners football again, man.
It's a good problem to have, bro. Let's go.
It is. And, it's just, man, all season, since our team is doing so well, you just need that Niners football. So, being 13-3, the number 1 seed, that's all great and fine and dandy. But beating Seattle at CenturyLink Field is just the icing on top of the cake, baby. With a little cherry on top. Bro, I don't care if you shake it more than twice for this one.
You see the years up there, bro. You see those years of dominance right there, bro. Those are the years of dominance, man. Super Bowl victories right there, bro. Right there, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's wrap this thing up. I really have to go, bro.
All right, let's wrap it up. Real quick, George Padilla, man, big shout out to you tonight. NBN, the Jedi Council of 49ers fandom. Thanks, fam.
We love you all,
appreciate
man.
all you
Hey, I can't wait to share more postseason victories with you guys. You guys have been absolutely awesome, man. Thank you all for your contributions, for your time, man. More importantly than your money, it's about your time. I swear to God. Every single one of you guys, I don't care if you have never put a super chat in this group. You guys make us at NB Niners what we are. So thank you all for checking in and talking, chatting with us, man. You guys are awesome, man. We try to bring all sides to it. There's times where we pre-production before the show starts. Nick, you take this side. I'm going to take this side. Breezy, you take this side. We want to represent all sides of every single argument, and that's what we do for you guys. We are happy that you guys appreciate it. That's what our focus is here. So I'm done.
Mike, I think this week we need to do a fan interaction show, man. Get some
Hell yeah.
on here. So
hey, look, I think I'm going to be honest with you. I think we need to do 2 or 3 fan interaction shows. We're not playing this week. Let's let everybody else speak, man. Let's get everybody on who wants to be on.
Yeah, this week we should dedicate the show to all the fans. Bring different fans on this week. You know, and then obviously the following week we'll start digging into the playoff game and who we're playing and things like that. So this week, man, instead of us just bringing you content and talking about the same old, let's bring you a fan interaction show, man. So if you guys want to get on the show, you know, give us a shout. We can only have 6 people on at a time. So obviously it depends if Wayne's going to be joining, Mike's going to be joining, myself's going to be joining. But we'll fill those spots up, man, and bring you guys on and talk Niners football all week.
I'm with it, man. So
let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, 13-3 NFC champions. That just sounds so good. Yo, we're the NFC West champions right now, bro. We are going to battle to become the NFC champions. We're on our way. 3 games. We got this Super Bowl lock. Let's go. Stay faithful, man. Let's get up out of here because I need a snack before I go to bed, and I'm tired.
I know. I'm about to eat some food.
All right, I got it over here. All right, guys, y'all know what the deal is already, man. We're going to see y'all later on this week, man, and that's it for the 49ers Overreaction show right here. 49ers for Seattle. The Niners take home the W. We beat Seattle for the first time since 2011 in Seattle, and that is it, man. Guys, prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful, baby.